ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL,
Hello everybody and welcome to ESL Challengers League Season 52. It's a South American Cup number 1. My name is Mr. Henry Batt and tonight I'm joined on our inaugural first ESL Challengers match by the man who's spicy with the licks. It's Hot Sauce. What's up, brother?
Oh man, so excited to be here and in the booth with you nonetheless. We've got an exciting best of 3 for everybody here, and I know you and I have got to talk for quite a while now in the green room, speculating what we might see here today, maps and various things like that. So fortunately for everybody waiting out there, we don't have to wait too much longer to get into the action. I
don't think so, and the action is thick. South America is its own ecosystem of Counter-Strike. There's about 26 teams bouncing around that region outside of the ESEA league matches, constantly just hunting for VRS. And realistically, that about 24 team structure leads them to have 6 Tier 1 teams. And we might just see more VRS on the line here for ESL Challengers Cup number 1 for the South American region. And 2 pretty stacked teams going into it.
Yeah, I mean, 16 teams started off the day, and these two, you and I had got to speaking about very, very close when it comes to ranking. I think Keedstar's sitting at 122, Isurus at 129, and so a few VRS points on the line. But you know, I'm thinking about the last time these two teams met, and we'll take I guess before we get into all of that, we're going to take a quick look at the bracket here. Exactly how these teams got into this position. And, we talked about both teams facing off against Yara in their past. Both of these teams have beaten them before, but going forward here, Isurus able to topple Pain Academy, and then we see them taking on Keedstars here for this one.
Yeah, 16 teams, double elimination bracket. This is the lower bracket run we got right here. Both these teams succumbing to the loss, I guess. The match we are watching tonight is going to be the Isurus Vivo Keedstars match, and to talk about these two teams kind of getting into this position, you can see Isurus there 2-1 against Pain Academy. Not so much fun when you're one of the lower seeds, I guess you can call it. Number 8, I think they lost to Audic. Isurus gets sent down in the first round, 0-2. On the other side, Keedstars, not so easy push past Uwara, and then they fumble the Fluxo match 0-2. To set us up for this one tonight, and again, these are two teams very close in standings. When I did my map prep on this, it was number 119 and number 120. What are these teams fighting for? Of course, the almighty dollar. 17,500 USD on the line, and a chance, if you win the cup, to get $8,000 and push forward to the South American Finals for Challenger, where if you win that, you make your way to the Pro League for Season 52, 51, 53. Yeah,
a lot of money on the line here. And, of course, that $8,000 is nice in the pocket, but you get the bragging rights as well to win the first South American Cup 1 here. That's got to be something that feels good. You can hang it on the wall.
Very much so. And all these teams kind of battling for that, right? Again, I kind of glazed over this. You glazed over it as well. 16 teams fighting for that one spot. There's going to be 4 cups in South America, 4 winning teams who all battle it out for one final spot at the actual Pro League. Now, there are some teams actually missing from the South American region, teams that you might know, maybe not. Red Canids, Gaming Gladiators, Procyon, Guara, 4 Magic, Crew LP, to name a few. 2 teams that we're going to be talking about tonight, Vivo Keedstars and Isurus, the purple versus the blue. Now, we kind of rapped about how they got here. Both these teams 1-1. The losses and the wins significant, I guess. Keedstars 2-1 against Uwara, 0-2 against Fluxo. Isurus 0-2 against Audic, 2-1 against Pain Academy. So 5 maps deep for both these squads, but now we have to get rid of one of them. So let's talk about them. Let's get into depth here. Vivo, first up, roster on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, Shariba.
We got I was gonna say we got confirmation of how to say these players' names, so we're gonna try our best to hit it perfectly.
Yeah, Shariba, Matios. We had was it Seykazaum, I think is the correct way to say that.
Seykazaum,
Zade
yeah.
and Lash. So excited to see these 5 in action. Obviously, for me, not as much known other than recent research, kind of diving into the South American scene. You talk about how many lands they have. A lot of these teams continue to travel for, and looking forward to this. I love the ops. So Lash, that's who I got my eye on.
Yeah, we'll be getting those head-to-heads shortly. Seykazaum, 30 years young. I don't want to call it his final stretch, but an old-school player from South America. He was Imperial back in 2021. He's technically the newest player taking over for Cuts Moretz, right? We have exotic players here. ZD, this guy just came out of ESCA Open for the South American region. It's the only online tournament down there right now run through ESCA. And this is what I called his first name brand team. So a chance for him to really step up and shine. And of course, Lash, like you spoke about, snipers. That will be our head-to-head a little bit later. But Isurus on our screen, more confirmations of players. Deco, Ataraxia, Hess, RZK, and Dottie. These guys know exactly what's up. These guys have played against these Heat Stars before. These are essentially OG players who've been together for 3 years, roughly 2.5 years, through 5 different team names. Procyon, La Champions Liga, Praso, La Champions Liga again, and now finally Isurus for 5 months, and they're ready to realistically staple their name into ESL Challenger's history.
Yeah, and they've beaten some teams that Keed Stars have lost to, and vice versa. They both have beaten similar teams. Both have lost to Imperial. I think Isurus lost to MIBR Academy, whereas their counterparts Keed Stars here did win. So there's a lot of kind of history mixed between a lot of these different teams. But you know what? This is the moment I've been waiting for, Henry. We've been kind of guessing back and forth where we're going. The map vetoes. Let's see just how right you might have been, my friend.
I think it's coming down to the oppers. I think it's going to be an op paradise cash standard ban for Vivo. They don't like to play this. In fact, Isurus, they're not. I say they're not really fans of it either. Their percentage win on cash isn't great. Anubis, this is the standard ban for them. We know on the other side, Keed Stars, they don't mind Anubis. It's a 5th map. It's in the background, but why take the risk if you are Isurus? Again, it's going to come down to these. We're going to come down to these default style maps. Now, because first pick is Vivo, I said Mirage. I figured why not take their first pick, their standard first pick, run the show, and let Isurus know that, well, although this is the boxing ring of North American Counter-Strike, we're going to show you how to jab, hook, undercut, and we're going to take you to the bell. On the opposite side, I think Isurus is going to maybe pick something like Ancient because they had the victory before. Where are we going? Vivo gets first pick and they pick Ancient? It's giggling in my ear right now, knowing I'm dead wrong.
It's a little surprising, right? We talked about how these teams had played on this map before, and it was a 13-4 victory for Isurus. So a little surprising that we see Vivo going here, but they're confident in this map, and so maybe it was just a hiccup a time ago.
It must have been a hiccup. That 13-4 hiccup reminiscing in the back of their mind from the Bet Boom Storm Season 3. On land, they get beat up by Isurus on this very map, and now I'm completely confused about what's about to come. It's got to be Dust 2, right?
Inferno, let's go. Okay, at least
Dude,
I got one in the mix.
The hill, bro. I'm done. I'm out of here.
I got one in the mix.
What am I even doing? I mean, I picked Inferno as the decider map, and the fact that it's here, maybe a surprise. Maybe a little bit of a surprise. This is like a 3rd, 4th map for Isurus. I know on the opposite side for Keed Stars, it's like a 6th map for them. It's one of those slide-throughs where a team of this depth sitting 119 in the VRS, maybe they need to start solidifying that 5th, 6th map, and I don't want to say it's got to come down to this Inferno, but if Isurus looks strong on that, and I don't even want to guess what the final map is, they might be able to take it, because this veto is throwing me for a loop. So
Here we go. I was kind of expecting Mirage or Dust 2 as that decider, and we got to see that again in that previous one where it was settled, or I think started off on Dust 2 13-6 in favor of Keed Stars. So a very interesting map pool, especially with that opening pick on Ancient from Vivo. But, again, putting in that homework, the hard work since the last time they met, and maybe ready to make it pay off.
All I know is I'd get my homework back and it would be completely wrong because, yeah, I thought it was going to be Dust 2 Mirage or a variation Mirage Dust 2 falling into an Inferno. But looking at this veto, Keedstars must see something that Isurus did to beat them. They must be looking at that saying, if we adapt and we overcome, they're playing scissors, we had paper, we're now rock. What are they going to change to paper? And the mind games are going to start. Then we get onto a map like Inferno where realistically, I don't want to say there are and aren't mind games, but it comes down to how fast that single individual on the CT side rotates from long over to B. And that T side is going to be dangerous because Isurus is going to come in with a plan. And Dust 2, of course, Dust 2 to finish it off. You got to put everything that you learn on Ancient, early utility, space taking with said utility, easy trades and an execute, to Inferno, which is patient utility into an execute and a little bit of deception. And Dust 2 has all of that. As we get into the first map, it is going to be Ancient, Isurus CT side start, Vivo, Keedstars T side, and they're kind of sprinting towards B, but the setup is here.
The last time it went all the way to map 3. We'll see if it does this time as well. Didn't only come in, heads down to 79, pressuring forward, it's in, he's got the first! Onto the site, smoke's plumed out, RZK trying to backpedal toward Halls, and help comes in today again. Deco the next to fall, and it's 2 easy, fast ones here. Damage done, plant goes down, and Dottie suffers the same defeat. Lash clicking domes and sending them home. And toward pressure now from the back of Halls has RZK. What do they got left in the tank? Nothing, says AK Zaum. Heads to fall, and RZK. I mean, beautiful play here. Lash through Red Room. I mean, what is going on? An absolute masterpiece in round 1.
Flawless pistol. That is a structured in scrims, in practice, B execute. Smokes landed flawlessly, utility onto site, trades not needed. And sometimes when you're practicing and you're like, hey, let's run B, we're never going to be in a 5-on-5 in a post plant. We're never going to be a 5-on-3. We're always going to lose someone up ramp. So Keedstars had that expendable man. Double push into cave, start getting aggressive on the long side, look for those fights before they get a chance to set up. And it's a great way to find a pistol. Forced by back on the CT side, pistol armor heavy, but it doesn't matter. Lash, quick to mid. They're trying to grab this Jaguar control quite quickly. Patience here from Isurus is the light amount of utility has to be used to find a frag.
We've seen these 5-7s have a lot of success recently. For Isurus, they're going to have to put them to good use. You see that Molly begin to plume toward Red Room here, and the attention kind of shifting back toward that B site. The smoke to plume out and block off the vision of Hez here.
I think Vivo's had enough. They understand what kind of purchase this is on. It's going to be what seemingly should be the same as pistol round. Set up the smokes on site, attack differently. Instead of 4 up ramp, 1 late, it's just going to be straight through cave, maybe even back to the actual pistol strat. Just execute on site. What worked once, it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? Right?
That
Stack's
is right.
not there for Isurus either. Deco's going to have to go massive with his 5-7. Yeah, Vivo, they've kind of figured this out. They're just going to play trades through cave.
And Hez finds something on entry. No, it's Matios combined with a blind. He partially gets hit by it, but it doesn't matter. He's found Hez, and now the Stampede on towards site. They've got complete control here. The plant to go relatively soon as AK Zaum in toward the back finds the second here. They got RZK through the smoke, and now it appears that Isurus left with no hope on the back pedal will look to save the 5-7 in hands, and 2 decisive rounds now for Keedstars.
Money-making mission for the T side, and they didn't really do anything too crazy. They understood what's on the other side, and you always have to ask yourself that 50-50. Are they purchasing or are they saving? And if you're not 100% sure, i.e. round 3 after winning 2 in the course of the second, you know they're on a terrible loss bonus, they're not buying, you assume they're on a full buy. So that's exactly what Vivo Keedstars did. They used their utility nicely in mid, flashes teamwork across, Molly into Jaguar, patience for 30 seconds while they wait for that next hit. I think they thought it was going to come down ramp, so they kind of grouped, but as soon as they snuffed that out, slide on through cave, easy short side smoke, and they force the fights. And the AKs reign supreme. 2-0 start, Keedstars happy with that, and that save is coming through. But now Isurus, couple of pistols. I'm not sure what they can get done with this one. Maybe not so much. Keedstars should be at 3. But we know my Maui Snake 3% prediction is no good, so it's one of those rounds.
You beat me to it. I was about to talk about the Maui Snake of Mr. HB, but Hez the bully on the dualies will look to make a difference here in round 3. It's early util toward mid, and the pressure from Isurus Exploding from that B site, pushed back as they pump the brakes from the molly.
It's good space gaining, though. Again, you're looking for that catwalk control. Sekazalm about to get contact down ramp. Molly to slow, but he's kind of alone. Lash from a distance with the MAC-10 trying to support, but his friend says nay, nay. Easy cleanup comes through. They found the sack. Should be the third on the board.
4-0 now for Sekazalm. You see him relinquish that space toward ramp side. He's got help in toward Cave from Lash in the spray. Not enough to collect Hez here as he's hanging on by a thread. Lash to Sekazalm, and they combine for 2. Everything seems to be falling in place, and maybe that was a bit of a mishap the last time they met on Ancient, because right now it seems to be all keyed stars.
More than just all keyed stars. It's 5 donuts on the CT side, and outside of those 2 save rounds, well, keyed stars are happy with that. Op picked up on the CT side, and this is what we're looking for. The head-to-head in my mind was the Lash Ataraxia. If my veto went my way, Op heavy. Now, Ancient in my mind plays like Inferno. Space gained with utility, you check it or you wreck it, you allow them to execute on a site. This Op going towards a site, he's going to be a pillar there. But Vivo keyed stars don't care about A main at all. They just want this mid control. With good utility, they're going to take it.
Talked about the battle of these 2 offers. Ataraxia, first with a big green machine in the hands and ready to dish out some death as pressure through mid. And again, it seems to be slightly favored here from keyed stars at the moment.
I'm wondering what happened in that game. That 13-4 that Isurus won, maybe it was keyed stars on the CT side, and Isurus did the same thing to them, but there's no fight forward from them. This is all solo-centric utility from Isurus. They're afraid to fight Jaguar. They're finally gathering the forces to take a fight into mid. Mateos might get caught. He does. First frag found, but information on 3. This should be the speed up through the smoke towards B ramp. Echo, M4, ready to rock. Here it comes.
Yeah, somebody's on the other side. He could feel it, but it doesn't matter. It's Lash, the Mac Daddy with a Mac 10. Shariba comes in with a Molly. RZK and Zade combines for 2 more. I mean, keyed stars. Just looking flawless here in these first few rounds. This was the first full buy for Isurus. We were expecting to see something from them here. The fact that we still have 3 members standing worries me slightly.
Slightly. Dottie does find 1 through the smoke. I guess picks up the op, and it's probably just going to be the save here. That timer has ticked quite a significant amount. Frag found, but no kit on the back. It's 4-0 start for Vivo keyed stars. And the question we asked is why? Why they wanted to play this. Isurus, on the other hand, probably felt happy to get this, but now they feel that pressure from Vivo, and these B-site hits are perfect. Great pop of the smoke. There was zero overlapping smoke. That nade by design perfectly popped, and 3 waiting on the other side gives them the entry they need. Smokes, flashes, mollies land perfectly. This is a well-rehearsed T side from the Vivo keyed stars, and it's looking great. Frags relatively even as well. Pretty much everybody fragging from the T side. It's the CT side that's struggling. RZK, Dottie get themselves a double in that round, but it's not enough to stave off economic disaster. Look at this purchase. Where's the kitchen sink, boys?
Well, I mean, they invested heavily. At least they save the op and give chance to Ataraxia to find something here, because they need him to get activated sooner than later. And already the Stampede appears to be heading toward this B site, tucking 2 toward Cave here. Look at the utility on the mini-map, just raining down like a hailstorm. They shift on the site today. Finds the first, it's Pledge strikes in the kill feed as both teams battle back and forth, but Ataraxia still struggling to find kills. He does get that breadstick on the board, but Dottie, what do you do in a 1v1 here?
Mind games. You have a minute 20. Take a deep breath. You're safe for the time being. And that's the first time Isurus stood a chance. Double push through the smoke as they had 3 on site, and a little bit of a luck from a good flash from Spawn. It didn't seem like it hit as well as it did, but it drew distraction enough for those 5-7s to sink. And now a tricky 1v1. Mind game's about to be up. Single flash. And no kit for Dottie either, so he's got to be quick on this one. It looks like he's made his mind up towards B. He goes investigating. Timing? Virtue.
It's everything. A game like Counter-Strike, and it plays out in the favor of Shariba. He steps out, as does Dottie, and he doesn't take a single lick of damage. No deaths in that column, and a 5-0 start
I was scared that round for Vivo Keedstar's bank account. The way they hit that site, the utility was sublime, the corners were getting cleared, and if they would have done another flawless, some of the players would have been reaching that 16K mark where they start losing money because they're so rich. But humbled a little bit by Isurus as they find 4, but not enough to get a first. Back to basics with the default. Lash with the good flashes, but no commitment from Zide. Catwalk control, the apple of the eye for Vivo as they go towards Cave as Deco stands alone.
Just doesn't seem like they have an answer for this B pressure. And it's allowed Keystars to set themselves up for success through mid-control here again. No pressure from Donut as he has to deal with the smoke. And you see, it begins to fade. Do they cheat forward? It doesn't matter because Alm has already found Deco. And just one left to anchor the site here. Hez on the back pedal, and he's in some real trouble.
Utility's too clean. Sight hit coming through. RZK does step forward and find one before the smoke plumes, but it's Lash to play trade. The utility's just too clean. Vivo control the corners before they put that bomb down 3v3 in the post.
Utility's such a big difference maker, and right now it seems like Keystars has all the answers today. Finding Dottie, the troubles continue here. RZK, rifle in hand, Ataraxia. He's got the snipe, but again, look at the funds in the bank. They've got a full loss bonus, but they've expended nearly everything getting into this round. Easy peek. Lash will find RZK. Ataraxia tucked toward the back of the site. He's taken out as well. 6-0 start.
Lash doesn't even want the op.
It's
The T-side ancient op is not something Lash seemingly wants. His friend runs towards it. He goes, nah, bro, I got that cool AK skin. Why not? 6-0 start. Tack timeout now on the CT side. Isurus, a breath. That's 6 rounds in a row that the Keystars have gone towards B in relatively the same fashion. Maybe pathing different. Maybe who leads first and second is different. But their utility usage is clean. Mateo's right there. You see it. RZK steps forward before that smoke plumes and finds a free frag. So this is a chance for Keystars to kind of just... yank that chain a little bit. Slow down, boys, in those entries. Yeah, you're winning 6-0, but still a little pressure check for them. Now the plan for Isurus has to change, and I want to see them fight for Catwalk. Stereotypical elbow and door smoke towards B. Standard mollies and nades over from B towards Catwalk. Fight down. Get yourself to that jump-up box, because you give that space over to Keystars at the minute 20, they can do whatever they want. It's a half purchase instead, so probably not this time, but next full purchase. Isurus might want to fight forward.
And we haven't seen him really gather any mid-control here just yet. Keystars for the first time considering this A. Pressure, shots to the wall, and it's big damage. Deco has both down to 27 and 20.
They're going A this time. The setup is here. The spam from Sekazalm through the smoke might just pull the rotate off A, but the utility is going to keep them firmed up. 5-7 from Green, supported by this Desert Eagle. Never mind.
He's too dirty.
Yeah,
the day just slides in, finds the 2K, popping heads, getting bread. My man, a monstrous performance to open up map number 1. Deco Ataraxia just pistols in hand and wondering what has gone wrong this far. Lash will be credited with that second to last kill, and it's all down to Deco to see if he can find the consolation prize. Maybe just hoping to hold on to the MP9 here, but that is not going to be the case.
So annoying. A frag through the B ramp smoke kind of causes distraction in communication for Isurus. You can see the A main player who was doubled up, that was RZK, kind of falls back. He starts like taking a couple of steps back, listening to his friends scream and yell as they die on the other side. And then of course the hit comes in. A missed molly to Green, cleared out, no stress. Great corner clearing from Zide, finds a double, and it's 7. But now, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a mid-fight. We're looking for that catwalk control by Isurus. Elbow smoke, mollies and nades, fight through Cave and Jaguar, and stop the pressure.
Well, they're looking for some more of that mid-presence this time. RZK already down here. Flash is decent, and he's found the first wait for the smoke, but he just misses it. No ammo left in the mag, and that's a bit of a drag as Matios puts him in the body bags. AK Zao toward ramp, and the shift toward mid now comes out as an early rotation in toward B. Deco sliding down ramp, able to find a pick of his own. Shariba, the trade comes in immediately and keeps it an honest 3v3. Nothing on that one. Ataraxia is still struggling to put this big green machine to good use. The breadstick on the board, 1-6 now. Not a ton of help to work with.
Lots of time, though. Minute on the clock, default relatively complete. They don't have Jaguar and Cave. They need to fight it a Red Room. And as this is, in my mind, a 3 protocol map. Grab mid and cat, get Jaguar, Red, and Donut, 2, or just one of the 3, then execute. Looks like they're going towards A. Now, Isurus had a good plan to fight forward in mid early, not supported by a Jaguar push, so the trade's not in their favor. Second ramp push goes good for 1 and 1, but it does draw a distract. And now an A site execute comes in, and Dottie, just off site, waiting for that command to slide on through, and he might just go solo.
Trying to get that molly in there to deny the plant, but Lash, the fires at the heels. Matthews tucks in for just a moment, down to 52, but only a kit to work with here in the hands of Ataraxia, and that sense of urgency will begin to grow as time dwindles down now. Ez needs to come up with something big through Donut. I'm ticking away. They're going to have to start to go here soon.
One kit.
Reba can't find the one tap. Dottie instead wins the exchange, pressuring on the site. Lash to head. Back and forth we go, and they've got to get on it. Time is not there. Has he got it?
Positive fight forward for Isurus to start the round, right? They're fighting in towards mid, but the fact that they didn't have support from B because they understand, hey, if we throw heavy utility towards Vivo, we do the standard catwalk utility, they're just going to march up B ramp. They love taking B easily. So they try not to show too much skin. At the end of the day, trades are favored to the CT side, 3v3, and they give them an avenue onto A through Donut. Again, there's 3 locations you have to grab after mid control. It's either Jaguar and Cave, Red Room, or Donut. Maybe try to grab 2 of those. Utility can be one, bodies into the other. And the only spot Isurus did not stand was Donut. And of course, Vivo Keydstars find that gap. Back to another tack timeout. And maybe another change. But I think Isurus' mid-fight was still good. If they would have slid someone out towards Cave, they could have played a better trade and even fought off that solo push up catwalk side. 8-0. Vivo Keydstars making it look easy, though.
And they had good mid-pressure. We saw RZK find the first pick. The spray into the smoke was just a bit off. We saw him swap to the AK, but the animation, just too much time, and not able to find that multi-frag he was looking for. It's a step in the right direction, but again, the economy's just a little bit funky for them to work with. They are going to look to boost out mid. Can't find the jump up, but they've got the positioning needed. Unfortunately, it's that early utility. Dottie.
Nice.
Into Shariba. Deco now down ramp as well, and it's an explosive play that works out now for Isurus.
That's perfect. They grab all of B ramp control. Yeah, they lose mid, but the exodus from Isurus is correct. Over towards A, they lean. The jumping and the utility tossing, naturally known. This is RZK passing information. And as they patiently wait for this next hit, it's going to come down to Deco. How long does he survive, and what information does he gain? He is scared. He's very alone. Maybe a mid-fight forward for the Isurus side, but it's just a clothesline setup.
They swing together and in tandem, find the first, but Lash the 2K, and they just can't seem to catch a break. Matthews, what do you got left in the tank?
Very possible 1v3. Time is ticking. You can see Isurus still wary of that B ramp push, but they have all avenues closed. Count that timer down to maybe 35 seconds. That smoke's going to fade right in front of Ataraxia, and he's going to pick this piece up. Bomb down, just in front, and first fight to be isolated here. But Mateos is going to have to be quick to the flick and click to collect all 3.
They've separated themselves a little bit, so he's got a chance to isolate some of these ones. You can see him expecting that pressure in from mid-side. He'll look for that smoke to plume, and as the spray comes back, 20 seconds on the clock now. He's going to have to run in there and try to scoop it up. They're alternating the mags, and they're going to hear that. He knows his time has come, and so has Isurus. They post that first.
There's that fight forward we're looking for. A little bit of a failed run boost, no stress. But the jump up to collect that Jaguar push, Vivo Keydstars has not felt that pressure yet, and it finds success. This is probably it right here. Yes, Dottie on it.
Cyber is just a clothesline setup. They swing together in tandem.
Do you hear us backwards in slow-mo? I love that.
I like it, bro. It caught me off
Makes
guard
me sound
for
like
a
I have a
second.
deep voice, but I don't. Production's not coming in here telling me that my voice is too deep. Okay. Beautiful. And now Vivo look a little bit shook. They're not flying up catwalk. There's no heavy utility to take space in towards mid. They're expecting Isurus to push back. They're waiting. They're expecting another little B hit. Vivo back to basics here. Jaguar and Cage cleared. Trade of utility is perfect for them. Mid, donut maybe, the apple of their eye. RZK, you might not have any left if you peek.
They have to go from here, Molly toward Red Room, but RZK is going to catch him on the back end to Kazal. Now has it is plaid stripes in the kill feed one more time. Lash putting that up to good use. Donnie. Trade comes in toward A main, and Ataraxia able to deal with the Opera. He might just scoop that up for himself. Kazal's in a tough spot now. Look to try and take the fight. You look at that mini-map, the bomb down in an awkward spot. Isurus has a great hold, and maybe starting to fight for that comeback a little bit.
I think they're getting there. They're pretty close. Yeah, it's the end of the half. And the fact that it was an 8-0 start doesn't tell the story of what's actually happened. This Counter-Strike, to me, Mr. Henry Bad, is an economy game. So we draw our eyes bottom right, and we can see the struggles. Mateo's going to be able to get a Galil instead of an 8K. That's okay. He wanted the extra utility, but bottom of the barrel. There's a very good chance for an 8-4 here if Isurus can clean up this final purchase round. Keep your eyes on the minimap here, chat. Watch that utility plume and boom. Space to be gained early by the Isurus side. Why not?
Go back to this utility forward mid and fight for some of that control as we see, I believe that's Zade out here. Now drawing their attention back toward Ramp. Has able to find the first, but he can't get out in time. Mateos to trade at a minimum, but he's chunked all the way down to 17, and the spray comes through from Deco. It's a big pick.
That's a massive pick. That's a massive trade. 2 for 1. And they're going back towards B here, but again, pressure Isurus. They don't want to release this just yet. Ataraxia, a great shot, and the 8-4 half might be coming through here. Of course, they have to get one more round, and against the Ecos, anything can happen.
15 forward, up. Almost gets caught with utility in hand. The space has been taken today. Good for the first.
No.
Help has arrived, and Ataraxia tries to hold the line, but Kazal from the side, and he's good for 2. One standing tall. It's RZK, shifts in front of the smoke, but Zade is waiting and ready. A near flawless half. They post the 9th, and maybe now for Isurus is the 9-3 curse is all they could wish upon.
Listen, that's communication 101. We've all been there. We've all played those pugs or league matches where we're up 5-2 in the round, and then we're just kind of, does the NRG lean back at 12-0, and all of a sudden it's overtime, and you're looking at them have 16 first, and you're like, uh-oh. Stay locked in. Make sure that plan is clean. If someone says something, following it is always a good plan because you can decipher what's wrong later. But sometimes, patience is a virtue. Not this time, though. Vivo onto A-side quite quickly.
Zade's going to find the first. RZK still struggling just a bit. Lash on the up just for the second time, I think. Ataraxia has one as well. He's forced away from that maul in with all the control in the plant to go down. Time on the side now of Keedstars yet again. Lash taken out by Donnie. Spray is decent, and Kazal will eventually find him, but Ataraxia to chop him right back down. Has the next to fall in the back and forth. The tug of war continues. Today doesn't even bat an eye. He gets shot and just keeps his poise. The 180 turns on a dime, finds the pick on Ataraxia. It goes out the smoke. Maybe got a little bit lost there today, able to find him in a 10-2 half. What in the world did we witness, Mr. HB?
I don't think Isurus put enough stock in mid control. Yeah, Vivo was moving quite quick. The Keedstars hit B 6 rounds in a row. There was nothing stopping them. Their utility was perfect. A couple of little slips, no stress. But a 10-2 half, I think they're going to sit back in their chairs, take a sip of water, and close this one out. We should be headed to map number 2, Inferno, quickly, I'm guessing, unless Isurus has some sort of game plan on the T side. But if it looks anything like their CT side, it's going to be patience and nerves. But patience and nerves aside, it's our turn to take a little bit of a break here, chat. We'll be back 2.5 minutes, conclusion of Ancient on the cards.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL Challenger League 52. It's South America Cup #1, 10-2 the first half for Vivo Keed Stars, and a dominating performance as we get ready for them to close it out. My name, Hot Sauce, joined by the handsome Mr. Henry Bat. How are we feeling about the second half?
Probably better than Isurus. Vivo Keed Stars lost to these guys 13-4 just recently, back in June, and I think they kind of crossed their T's, dot their I's, left no stone unturned, and that stone was B's sight. Kind of just flicked away. It was more of a pebble as Vivo Keed Stars had, I think, a 8-0 start before Isurus started putting numbers on the board, and after their chance to break them towards the end of the half, where I figured it was going to be 8-4, well, a little 2v4, Vivo find a 9th and a 10th to close it out. Now Isurus hanging by a thread. Hopefully it doesn't get pulled on too quickly, as it's a 3-stack towards B on the CT side.
Stampede appears to be heading toward this B site. Another team really vying for mid-control too much. A little bit of a slower push than we saw in that first half from their opponents here.
Oh, Sakazaum with the dualies in cave. He's got support from Lash, and all he has to do is click from a distance. A little bit of faux utility to maybe force a fight in towards cave. They're going over to the stacked donut. Crossfire ready.
Matios. First doesn't connect. He's got help into a donut, though, and it's a day. Oh, the dualies! He was lurking, but RZK catches him, or it's Ataraxia, excuse me. AK Zaum able to find one with the dualies. Has the first to fall on the side of Isurus, but they've got good control here. Deco to answer back, and AK Zaum's fighting from donut. He's found a third. He's got the quadrant and ace on the cards. He just needs one more, and he'll have a chance to get it now on a 1v1.
I was going to say, pros don't fake without a kit, but he goes forward for the fight. He spots Dottie out, and he's chasing him down. The dualies find it, but is there time? Yeah, there's definitely time. 11 on the board for Vivo Keed Stars. What looked like a great opening. Isurus checked their flank. The hair on the back of the neck stands up, and Ataraxia flicks to find, but not a first on their T side, an 11th instead. And a nice little ace for Sakazaum to pretty much secure this map. I don't want to call it over until the fat lady sings, but it's looking pretty clear. It's looking pretty clear, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, especially winning that pistol round, Seikei Zaum finding all 5 has to be a little bit deflating as far as hopes go here for Ancient, but yeah. Isurus, I mean, they're going to continue to hit that grindstone. They're not going to give up and maybe try to find a couple round wins, some big plays, and build just a little bit of confidence or momentum getting ready for Inferno. Big early damage, though, Zidane to Matios, and unfortunately, the storm continues. They haven't been able to weather it just yet. Hez sliding on the site, and Dottie partially blind, no problem. But find Zidane, Matios the next to fall, and maybe a ticket back into the round here for Isurus. Uh-oh. Nobody's safe on the other side of the gun here of Flash as he takes out a teammate in the process. 2v2, but health favoring Isurus. Decent spray, able to collect the first onto RZK, and now with numbers favoring. Able to get Lash. Got that Galio, plenty of rounds in the mag. Off to the Tech 9 here, secondary, but against that MP7, Shariba able to find it. Doesn't need a kit here, and now a 12th. One more to shut it down.
That bomb plant's going to be big for Isurus. They'll be able to get everything they want, but again, it's mid-control, and the Keed Stars like it. They find the first 2 frags of the round. Their utility chips away, and no chance for that Blink Stalker style back of the pack. Isurus forced forward by the Flames and overwhelmed by the M4s. Almost too easy for them. 10 chances to close this out in regulation on their map pick. A stark reminder that Keed Stars are here to play, and the fact that Isurus won relatively close to this scoreline just recently lets you know how close these two teams are and how often they actually play.
Yeah, you know, if this does play out the way we presume and ends here in Keed Stars' favor, it makes me a little bit worried for Inferno. But again, it is their opponent's map pick here. Maybe a chance to do something similar, and I'd like to see them have almost an equally as dominating performance.
It would be nice on a map like Inferno. It's not really a map played by Keed Stars, but again, the fact that these guys are going to LAN once a month, the circuit down there in South America is extremely daunting. All these players have played with each other before. It's going to have to come down to the minutia. This minutia, definitely B site. This is Vivo Keed Stars map now. They love to play this, it seems. But we're back in. Small little tech issue resolved. AKs and Gleals for all. M4s, FAMAS and MP9 on the other side. And patience from Isurus as they walk into the waiting arms. Zade gets tickled. And see you later, alligator.
Yeah, maybe a little more than tickled with only 13 health left. He'll go ahead and get on out of there. Mattios into Donut. And again, Isurus just wanting to slow it down here a little bit. Maybe looking for that first pick and something to build off of.
They're taking the space. They've been gifted it. No stress. It's just trades of utility. Jaguar confirmed clear. Next step, maybe Red Room or Donut. You can see them crossing, trying to converge to take this fight. Utility out to block. So Donut will be the apple of the eye. They just have to force back Mateos. And once they play trade of that smoke, it's back to Cave.
Yeah, he's on the pogo stick, just looking for a pixel, and as he finds it, we'll drop that smoke. Looking for the rotation to come in here, but you know, initially I thought they were going to come on through as well. It seems they've pumped the brakes, maybe teeter back toward Red Room for a little extra intel here, but only a matter of time, it feels like.
That smoke block at 1 minute should have been their indication to go back and grab catwalk control, but now they're congregated. They're forced to fight from a distance. Overwhelmed, RZK not even expecting that. A good flash allows Lash. Only go for one. Now it comes down to Dottie, and it's all said and done. 13-2. Vivo Keedstars making a statement on Ancient.
Very short second half there as Vivo Keedstars did exactly what we would expect them to do given that first half performance. 13-2. It's complete domination, I think, just to put it nicely at that point. But Isurus gets to go to their map pick of Inferno next, right? A little bit of a home court advantage, maybe a little bit of comfortability, a chance to catch their breath here in between maps. And you know, we always talk about the physical aspect, that mental aspect equally as important. You can't allow a tough loss like this to affect you and affect that next game. So you got to GG's go next and get set and ready for Inferno.
That's a very apt statement. So you look at this and you're like, what did we do wrong? It doesn't matter what you did wrong. Their utility was better. Their pathing was better. They were shooting better. It came down to those just 50-50s. Who shoots better in the time? And Keedstars did it. But now, as we kind of get ready for Inferno after an Ancient, neither of these maps op heavy or dominant. It's Lash and Ataraxia who are going to have to actually step up with the AKs, with the utility to support their team. Because when they don't get a chance to use the op, the big green, maybe they don't get to activate as much. But yeah, map 2 on the cards. Chat, it's going to be Inferno. Quick little break, water, etc. And we'll be back. See you in 10.
The best of Counter-Strike 2. Available now on shop.esl.com.
Maybe not quite as expected, but Keed Stars pick up their map pick of Ancient 13-2. My name is Mr. Henry Batt, and I'm still joined here by Hot Sauce, looking into Inferno. I guess we could talk about Ancient first, Hot Sauce. Well, what do you think happened there to Isurus?
I honestly don't know. I feel like it revolved around that mid control, especially from their CT side. We really didn't see him kind of fight for that mid control, and Keystars just took it, often pressured B, and then at the right moments would attack A here or there. They really sprinkled in the play calling nicely, and I kind of expect to see the same on Inferno. Granted, it is Isurus's map pick, but with the way that Keystars is playing, I'm a little bit concerned.
Yeah, now based on how I did my own map study in Vito's, I figured it was going to be a little bit more op-centric. Ancient and Inferno, the first two maps, not really op-heavy, and our head-to-head today is exactly that. Lash and Ataraxia, the two oppers for the squads, are going to have to get activated in new ways. Especially on a map like Inferno, where Ancient is that mid-catwalk control. You have to be aggressive and fearless enough to fight. On the CT side of Inferno, it's very similar on the banana. You have to be able to use that utility effectively and fight behind it without fear. And the fact that neither of these guys are going to be able to get the op in hand as often as they want and get activated, it's going to be utility heavy from these two sides, so expect that 70 to 72 ADR you see on your screen, but maybe improve that cast a little bit with the assists, survives, and the trades. That's oppers on Inferno and Ancient. There's not really much to yap about besides the fact that they're going to be hamstrung for the economy and unable to find a good line to fight.
I mean, Lash didn't even get a chance to really use the op. I think we saw it maybe twice.
He didn't even want it.
Well, in the first half, they didn't even die, I think, for the first 8 rounds, So he just kind of held on to the rifle bonus all the way out. And so I expect to maybe see a little bit more. We saw it in the hands of Ataraxia, but it felt like it just took Ataraxia a little bit too long to get activated. And that's something that Isurus can't afford here. They have to look to win some rounds early, put them on the board, and they can't afford to have to fight from a 8-0 deficit again.
No, and that aforementioned goldfish, air quotations, memory can't add to that stress either. They have to look at that map that they just lost. Isurus has to say, see you later, get it out of their mind, and start on the strong foot. Now that strong foot going to probably be a T-side start, because anybody in their right mind, unless you're Quantum Deathcat, you're not starting on the T-side of any map. It's a CT-sided game realistically. Again, I know Anubis exists, and people make some crazy plays on Train when it happened to be in the map pool, but again, a strong start on the T-side of Inferno means two things to me. One, patience. Respect the CT utility while you discover how they use it. And two, grab space control by about 1 minute on the clock down to about 45 seconds. That's top banana control, forcing the CT defense back onto site after they have re-aggressed to take that space, and brackets control where the camera casually drones on through. And if you can take those two spots by about 45 seconds, you're free to execute. But knowing Keed Stars, knowing how they played their CT side Ancient, knowing how they even played their T side Ancient, it's a fight forward protocol. They want space and they don't want to lose it. So it is, again, an uphill battle for Isurus and Vivo Keed Stars, although they don't seem to like Inferno. They still have some reps on it. They're going to be ready to rock and roll. And as I say that, the game, Isurus, T-side start? Yes. T-side start, Vivo Keed Stars, CT-side. A good helping of utility, too. Only 3 sets of armor. CT-sided, I guess. Here we go. Into it.
You're looking toward that utility again. It's a big difference maker on Inferno, and it felt like Keed Stars did a much better job of that on Ancient. Echo through fire and flames and still looks to go insane. Finds the first a day. Answers back onto Hez. You see him tuck in toward Banana, trying to peel it back just a bit, but he'll fade away toward the rest of the team as they've made pressure toward Apps.
Gutsy play. Deco stands in the flames for 50 points of damage, but he does draw distract enough. And now as the day's left alone towards B site, that rotate can come in and it's a good setup. But again, I don't think Isurus are too stressed to take space. They're waiting for that re-aggress that they know Vivo Keed Stars are going to do. Split up 2 and 2 now, the P25-0 in Ataraxia's hands. Looking for that first head, but it's Zade instead.
He just barely spots a pixel and puts him down. Lash to follow suit. And Deco in some real trouble, 30 health, backing toward ramp, and it's a bit of smoke and mirrors as he plays decoy, and they take the bait. Dottie able to find Matthews from Boiler, and maybe a chance to work back into this opening pistol round.
I love Inferno so much for this exact reason. 45 seconds on the clock, and these guys can do whatever they want. They have so much space, the patience, the realistically site or retake setup on the B site and the site hold on A gives them a chance, but they have to dissect this. And from a distance, Lash has a chance. Now we know it's the A site finish. The minimap never lies.
Lash waiting patiently. Able to spot the one, but he's gushed all the way down to 2. And now an opportunity back and forth as they play a game of cat and mouse. Lash to find the first, Shariba to get the second, and just like that, Keedstar is picking up right where they left off.
It's just Inferno. Early utility dictates space gained. The T's want to fight through that. Well, the plan centric for the CT side is fight. You're probably going to lose. Then you have to wait for that re-aggress. If the CTs do lose space, they want to re-aggress into something, and they catch Isurus off 3 separate times. Good Boiler fight, good Banana fight, good second Banana fight, and they find the final frags. Now forced buyback. Techie's in a deeg, so speed might be the key, and towards alt mid they lean. Lash leaning in, listening. What's he got? Nothing but a flash from a friend.
Need to try to use that speed and maybe look to overwhelm with these Tech 9s in hand. RZK, the first through the window, but the fade from Boiler doesn't catch the timing here. AK's out, Molly in hand, but there's really no pressure coming up Banana yet. And he's got, I believe that's Today up close on the pogo stick, taking a peek, looking for that intel as the utility rains down. RZK in a tough spot. He's cut off by the Molly. Eventually will get to safety, but he's lost half his life. And they're just going to go on through. Has dealt with Atraxia. Let's find one back. He's good for the 2-piece. And they've got control of the site here. They should be able to find the plan. An opportunity is that's a dangerous one.
That was a lot of smoke and mirrors from the T side. Isurus, thank their lucky stars, are able to pop through 2 smokes and find the frags. Now it's retake territory and they have to be quick. RZK hot on their heels, but distance not the friend to the T side in this post-plant. Barrel spotted. Frag found. Lash looking for more, but his 59 friend to take the space.
At Deco, they look for an upgrade here, but Lash was finally traded immediately. Shariba to step in. Ataraxia has dealt with him, and he finds another, a quadra on the round, and Ataraxia beginning to come alive.
There's the push and pull of Inferno. Molly smoke flashes over A site, and the rotate drawn off B. They fall back. But as they fall back, they get pressure from a single flash smoke. And they wonder, might see the smoke not the greatest. It seemed like the tether off the 2 site holds, maybe not quite there. They weren't expecting that pressure to be so thick. Maybe they thought it was a solo push. They get dealt with quite quickly, and it's a 1-1 scoreline. Back to Force by Wars, why not?
Already going to find a bit of a snipe here. Flick of the wrist, but it's just a bit off the mark as he's not able to find the tag. And Today, living in the fire here somehow.
Flash setup on B site. Zade doesn't seem to care too much. Good smoke towards the half wall, or towards halfway on Banana. Something we see a lot is that lower Banana smoke replenished 3 times, and it's kind of an overextend. Flash and go to take mid control. Scout. 5-7 combo ready to debut this crossfire, but it's not going to happen. Back towards B site they go, and you can see the CT communication a little bit flustered here. On his horse is Mateos as he's trying to hear the rotate up towards Banana, but it's Zade with his 3rd smoke. Again, stand in the flames.
And he gets here in time, and Help's going to rotate in. Still 50 on the clock, though, and they're going to go ahead and just head back the other direction as they decide to leg it.
I love it. This is how we play Office, bro. Just run up and down the back hallway. Let everybody get confused and then execute. You're silent because I'm giving away the
you
classic
can't
office
give away our office strats, bro. Jariba anchoring toward this A side and is about to have a firing squad raining down on him. Needs to hope to get at least 2, but with only a 5-7 in hand, it may be wishful thinking blind. One drops, able to find the first. Flick is not there, and Dottie able to get the trade. A site in complete control. Plant will go down with a little time to spare, and well, that mini map, that flank coming in down Banana.
Perfect use of utility from Isurus. They take mid control, they force a second fight back from Keyed Stars. They sprint straight up banana, the rotates are all flustered before they even arrive. And once that belt of utility hits B, they just straight walk A. Good to get his one, no stress. They know that that rotate's never going to leave A site. But Isurus about to post a second and take the lead for the first time in this series.
Working their way onto site here. It looked like maybe AK's Alm was going in for something as they filter out in towards spawn side. They'll avoid the dangers of Keyed Stars. 3 to save. A couple deagles in the scout, or a deagle 5-7 and a scout in hand. But yeah, maybe a breath of fresh air for Isurus, right? It's the first time they've led this series.
Yeah, maybe. Should be a save on the CT side for Keyed Stars now. Maybe a plan to support this scout. Zerba might just want to straight sprint down mid and dodge for the scout. Lash with a bad spawn. I don't even know what they're doing on this one. Stack, maybe Astralis style. Nah. 3-2, French timeout, burn the utility, make them execute, and try to get a read for the future.
It'll just be one toward banana this time on the side of Keyed Stars. A little bit of a slower push here. Oh my, I'm sick to my stomach. Mattios, the Deagle Demon Unleashed. Thought he picked up one in the mix, so keeps it an honest 4v4. Hell, slightly favoring Keyed Stars, but the weaponry certainly favoring their counterparts of Isurus.
That should slow down Isurus a little bit. They should group up, execute a site together. I say should, right? Everything's okay to be a should. Fight forward here with that 5-7, does massive damage, and he re-peaks, gets himself the frags a day. Ever dangerous as he lurks in apartments, and that kind of really slows down Isurus. Kind of really? What am I saying? 4v3, minute on the clock.
They steal this round away from Isurus. You wonder what that does to the momentum here. Dottie in toward Apps, and it's a slow push. 45 seconds on the clock, a little time to work with just yet, and an early rotation toward B from Keyed Stars gives Isurus the best opportunity to find a big play.
Zade just has to get one. Right-handed model leads him astray, and Ataraxia disconnects his head. 3v3 now, post plant, probably going to go for this, why not? Get stuck in, you're getting rifles in the next. The only thing I can say is maybe Mateos wants to save flawless armor, but I'm not even sure if it's flawless. It's from the previous round. They're here, though. Exit frags aplenty. Potentially a 3-1 start here for Isurus. And as that time ticks, I think so. Oh! AK picked up. Mateos might get his own. Just a tag.
That's little damage. It may force them back the other direction, and we'll see if they can pick up an exit frag as they begin to linger down mid here. Echo leading the charge, both half health, and there was an opportunity here for Lash instead. Ataraxia able to thwart that one. AK's Alm, cautious of the pressure from behind. Here's the footsteps, finds the first, but the trade does come in, and it's only one standing here. Mattios able to keep the deagle, and that's not much.
All right, chat, we got to keep our eyes on the minimap in this one. Tac timeout called. CT as the sand is blue. Yes, team colors. Messed my brain up a little bit. Plan CT side, lower banana smoke. Molly's nades take control. See if Isurus respects that utility. They're going to start respecting the deeks here. That was that Mateos wig splitter in the previous round. This attack timeout lifts. It's a pretty perfect purchase on both sides. A couple of kits missing, helmets, maybe a flash or two. But I think Keyed Stars are happy with this. Bought a banana smoke tossed, double molly, double nade. Respect that utility, Isurus, or you're going to get chewed up. Wait for that second wave of smokes. If you can play patient, there'll be a minute on the clock, and Vivo Keyed Stars are going to be pockets dry. Take that space back, play that push and pull, and execute. Get yourselves a fourth. I believe in map 3. I believe in a dust 2. Isurus, give us a good one. There's that bottom banana smoke tossed utility. And this same flash play for Lash.
It was something similar. Both teams winning pretty decisively on their map picks the last time they had met. I, too, am hoping for that dust 2. We love a map 3 here when it comes to CS, as these two teams continue to duke it out. Spray from Zade, but nobody home. Isurus seems to be very comfortable playing slow from this T side.
They love it. They know what's on the other side. They're reading the economy as well as we are. They're saying these guys are on 75% utility. A flash is going to pull a smoke. A nade or a molly is going to pull a nade or a molly. So let's just play trade with a few. They grab space early. Minute on the clock, and that's brackets controlled. Back to Banana, I only assume, but that bomb is leading the charge.
They want to wrap through arches here. I mean, they smoke off library, and they might be able to catch the timing here on Sharibo's tucked in. On the swing, he's able to find the first. The crosshair placement, too crispy and clean. RZK will tuck in, and now Isurus has to figure out where they want to go from here.
They're scared of this push and pull that has been played against them time and again. Deco going to go for a free fight on site. It's a 50-50 by design. Support utility in from the coffin side confirms his suspicion. Now the utility lands on A. Jariba's gone. It's a two-piece hold. It's got to go huge.
Lash is able to find the first spray there. Donnie trades back. Lash tucked onto the site, and he's dealt with. Ataraxi able to find it.
Two.
Shariba from library. The 2K to reel him back into the round. It's just Deco, and he's not ready for a second to be there. Keystars come up clutch.
I don't know why there wasn't a smoke in Moto. Were they missing it? They double mollied library. They took their time up lane side. Good fight onto site, a 2-for-1. But then that sweet spray finding 2 gives Vivo Keystars a chance for their second. Bank account starting to getting eaten into, and I can see Ataraxia already picking up the big green. So as we're entering round 6, this is going to be a pretty pivotal round. Op could transfer hands. Economies kind of at their wits' end as well for both teams. Or maybe 2 off the back of this one. You know my prediction rate. Low.
As good as mine, if not slightly better. Ataraxia, I mean, he's pushed all the way up mid here. He's looking to get aggressive with that op. Echo tucked into the corner today. Cautious that someone could be lingering here, and as he slides forward, spots the shoulder and puts Deco in the dirt.
They trade space here. They both trade kills, one towards Banana, and it's controlled by Zade, so they know they can't speed up towards mid, because the rotate off B has arrived. But there is this weird timing. It should be a flash from the pit side to peek out a library. And as the smokes land, it might just confirm what they already know. Yeah, back towards B. Patience now. Let's see what the utility has picked up. Zade gets himself a Molly smoke combo. And he's pretty patient on this. That late third smoke towards bottom Banana might send him away.
Oh, he spotted another, and Zade almost lines up the collateral as well. Has fallen to the wayside. Dottie chopped down to 40. And things beginning to come together once more for Keystars. We've seen him be that well-oiled machine. Now it's time to get back to firing on all cylinders. Mateos and P9 toward Apps. Dottie getting to back off here with just 24 seconds on the clock. And
The save?
Yeah.
That's a scary save. $600 for 2, 0 for another. They're going to have to force around it. The loss bonus, not so strong. Again, this is just trade of utility, trade of space. Isurus may be a little impatient or too patient to pull the trigger on an A-site hit. They had tons of space. Of course, Keystars had the game up at 3, and their economy starts to soar. AKs for 2. I wonder if Lash is going to be able to get the op out. I don't think so. Not against the purchase like they're about to go up against. Chance for more. A chance for 4, if you will.
My man's a poet and didn't know it.
Yeah, that's it. Great first frag from Zade, just solo pushing. The second towards Banana was actually huge. I thought that smoke was going to be a little bit too deep. I thought there might have been a flash from the T side to support his cause. But no. Instead, attack timeout. First time we've seen, I think, the yellow sand drip from the timer.
Yeah, and again, it's just starting to come down to some of that utility. It feels like, you know, we saw it from Keystars on Ancient. Obviously, this being Isurus's map pick has certainly put up a much better fight here, but how long can they continue that? Ataraxia has certainly performed much better, 8-2 with that op in hand, but having a couple players with Donuts still on board heading into round 7 is something that's difficult to deal with. So try to get him in a place to find a pick, get that confidence, and get him rolling once more.
If I was the coach of them or IGL or a player, I'd be like, boys, 5 is what we need. It's T-side Inferno. Our utility is probably going to be pretty clean on the CT side, and well, Keystars are a commitment-heavy, execute-heavy team. If we can get a good understanding of where they're going to go, we'll be fine. So 5, maybe the goal. Stars, of course, they won 13 first. Today, this guy is just so aggressive towards Banana. I love it. The South American Xertion, if you will. 48 damage nade. Doesn't want to stick around for another one, I don't think. Maybe he does. What's he doing? Crazy. So aggressive. So solo.
He's just fearless. Maul is going to back him off, but he's found a lot of great timings, though, and that aggression certainly has paid off in his favor. We got to see it round after round on Ancient. Now trying to put it to good use here from Banana, sitting at 6-2, and I'd say he's done a dang good job so far.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Now the question is, does Isurus say rotate? Because time and again, they've only spotted one there. They've walked into the stack over and over. Lash finds the first, spots a second with the utility usage, and here's the pitter patter up towards mid. Where are you going? Back onto site. You need to get there. You're executing the wrong side. Zerba left, pop of the smoke to find a frag, and Lash confirms it. 3v3 going into the post.
On the spray through the smoke, both directions. Dottie able to find Shariba. We keep it a 2v3. Health a little lackluster for both Lash and Dottie, and the economy is a little bit iffy on the side of Keyed Stars here. So gonna see him fall back and look to save these rifles.
The amount of times that Isurus has thrown a singular belt of utility onto A or B, and the rotate has gone the other way, I think that's what the Keyed Stars were expecting. They had Banana control, the jump spot was there, everything seemingly going well, then Zade dies. Then it becomes silent. Full belt of utility onto the A site. You can see the rotate of Jariba leaving A, going towards B, and I'm screaming 2.5 minutes in the past. Come back! Come back, bro! And he just wasn't there in time. That's okay. 2 to save this time. Isurus up to 4, and the 3 to survive 2 rounds previous. Do it again. Now the economy really not flowing either way, it seems. It's going to be a good enough purchase. But this is one of those Maui Snake 3%. This round should be worth 2.
Things would suggest that, but
yeah,
we know how it plays out for us time and time again.
Bro.
It's like our niche now, I feel
like. Yeah, this is the second best scene in the world, man. Every single one of these players knows what to do. They're all fantastic individuals, and a Deagle can be deadly. Glocks, AKs, and a well-timed plan to hit Banana even better.
Close and personal here. AK Sound on the hell, but it's RZK, good for the 2K. It opens up the site, and they opt to not explode on here, though. They slow down just a bit. Mattios able to pick up on Dottie as the smoke fades, and we'll see that utility raining down on B. To gather control, Shariba toward church side on the plant will eventually go down.
I think they're locked out again. Of course, the minimap doesn't lie. It's easy information for me to glean. As Jariba leans into CT spawn, it's going to be a 5th. Isurus find it after that weird save a couple of rounds ago, but that just kind of leans into how Ancient played. They're afraid to take the space and take the fights. Now here on Inferno, that fear is leaning in their favor because Keyed Stars are like, you're giving it to us, bro, we're taking it. Isurus is like, no. That's by design, bro. You know that meme? Oh my god, call an ambulance. But not for me, as the guy pulls out the 44 Magnum. Yeah. That's exactly what Isurus is doing to Keyed Stars right now. Baiting them into a false sense of security, finding the frags, and posting a 5th.
It's refreshing to see, honestly, because as I had mentioned before we got going, I was a little bit worried given that performance on Ancient, but things seem to be clicking from the T side. They've already posted that 5th. Ataraxia on the op, having a field day over here as well, and still looking to get Hez activated, but we saw RZK open up that round with a 2K, and it just kind of feels like things are now starting to click for them. Ooh. Partially blind, no problem. Ataraxia continues to put the one-hitter quitter to good use. Dottie trying to inch his way forward, too, just on the other side. And as they try to get the crossfire, it's Lash and Zade. They combine for 2, and in tandem, find sweet success.
Where are you going?
Can't park there, mate.
Can't park there, mate. Staring at his mini-map. Gets caught. Blindsided, if you will, a 3v3. Banana controlled now. Deep utility in towards spawn. Misses. This will never be known about. Rotates on the way. Jariba seems to rotate quite quickly off A. They trust their individuals to find the frags. Now Hess Went up against Lash, looks away for a second, and in a flash, Lash makes it 3v2. See, I can rhyme.
I know it. I've heard them bars many a times. Reba need to drop some bars and some bodies. Ataraxia steps out, and it's easy said and done. Echo alone in a 1v3. Not a ton of health here for Lash, but I don't know how much that's going to matter at this point.
He'd do well to find one in a bomb plan, but I don't think it's going to happen. His eye? Probably on that op, unless he can find something. But I doubt it. Lash tucked in that cold zero position, supported by a Jariba on Moto. And it's going to be a 6th. No. 4th. Yes.
I know we're not used to seeing him. We're not used to seeing him from behind here. It's always been big numbers for Keystars up on top, but having to fight from behind, from the CT side as well. They gather another round. They get within striking distance, and now they've got an opportunity to tie it up.
I appreciate the cover on my fumble, but you can just roast me publicly. It's okay. This double fight in apartments went really well for them. This failed fight here from Hez, not great. It's a chance to kind of close that gap. Purchase perfect on the T side again, minus a Galil, but Ataraxia back at the op, 10-3. He had that good frag in the previous round. He's going for more towards Banana. Nice.
You talk about the aggression from Zade. We're seeing the same from Ataraxia on the op. It was up mid a bit ago, and now all the way down Banana, finding the first pick, and just giving themselves so many more opportunities to work with here. Dottie holding the line, and feels like he just has a feeling that someone's lingering about.
There needs to be a flash for this fight. Lash is ready.
The man's got a sixth sense. He just knows. He finds the first. Matios above. Good for the two-piece. And they continue to put bodies in the dirt here. Quick shot that doesn't connect. And Dottie's going to punish Lash now.
He heard the dismantle. He knows library fight's coming forward. No way. Great shot. And it just leaves Ataraxia. The first frag found by him was beautiful. The same utility used again for Keystars for like the 5th or 6th time towards Banana, and he just slides on past. The pathing, perfect. Frag, even better. But it's the rest of his team kind of into the meat grinder that was that beautiful CT setup on quad side. And now I'm looking at the bank accounts for Isurus. This op needs to be saved, and it's going to be protect the president going into round 11, but Vivo Keystars have closed the scoreline 5-5.
Yeah, that economy doesn't look great. Ataraxia at 11-3, trying to be the glue right now to hold Isurus together, but just, it feels like Keystars, even though they stumbled a little bit in some of these opening rounds, things kind of clicking now from the CT side, the utility, the opening picks, and even if they do lose one early, their rotations, their timings, everything for the most part has been on point.
Counter-terrorists win.
Just a little bit of a pregnant pause there for the CT scoreline as they tie it up at 5. Isurus, again, I said they should be happy with 5. That doesn't mean stop, boys. Gotta fight forward now. And as a save comes through, there's no money in the bank for that op. So Ataraxia, you have to go huge in this round. You're going to be broke going into the final round if you don't find success here. And it is just Glocks and a solo Deagle. Flash to support his fight towards mid. And as he gets caught by the jump across, they're bumbling against each other towards lower mid, and now we can really watch this utility from the CC side work its wonders.
Zade, never shy of aggression toward Banana, so he'll send a few sprays through, but no real damage done. He'll re-up the smoke, and with that, an early rotation coming out of Keystars toward the A site.
Now we have to watch this Banana utility. Did Zade get another smoke? He did. If he tosses a third smoke towards lower Banana, this should be some sort of indication that Keystars know this is an actual A site execute. But we can see how patient the T side is. A third smoke, they wouldn't even be too upset about that, I don't think. They'll probably just flash the op through.
Oh, Ataraxia. So close to finding that one as well as Zade continues to flirt with death.
We have here Mateos missed an opportunity towards Boiler.
Yeah, the trade comes in. RZK is able to punish him. We'll scoop up that life one, find a bit of an upgrade, but Chariba steps in. He knows the pressure is coming from Boila. He relinquishes the space. It was the right idea, but the double swing, RZK to a 2K op from Lash. Good for the first Molly to go down, and it'll keep them at bay for a little while longer, allowing that help to rotate in.
No utility to get them on site. This is going to be hard. Armorless block
Chunky
goes first.
And still fights
Made it in. They made it in.
I mean, that was a huge nade. Heads down to 11. They scoop up a double op, and now it's up to AK Zaum. What do you got, buddy? I mean, he's been a clutch factor. We saw it a ton on Ancient, but at 2 and 5 here on Inferno, a little bit of a slow start. Spots the first off shots there, knows one's close, and now he knows exactly where both are. The fact that they both have an off may be daunting, but Ataraxia will come up clutch. They regain the lead and solidify a minimum of a tied half.
They needed that badly, a two-piece from Ataraxias. He's 13 and 3. It's a save simulator for him on Inferno. Go take your fights where you will, my friend, and then back to T-Spawn with you. Break open in case of emergency. The Ataraxia op goes huge, and this dodge of death on site really solidified that round. We gotta call the hero Hess in that one as he baits his body to find that 6. Now a second tack timeout for the CT side. They're trying to piece this puzzle together. I think Sakazaum is gonna have to drop Mateus Famas. He sells everything to get him an M4 instead. He gets some friends to puff their chests and give him some utility, I guess. Mac 10 on the other side is going to shred through a couple of these unhelmeted CTs, but his attack timeout expires. My time's over, and Ataraxia going to get fancy with a taser. Why not? Cute little indication beside his name there.
I know, tasers are one of my most favorite things. If we are blessed with a taser kill here on stream, I don't know if I'll be able to contain myself.
Keep your eyes on the minimap, chat. Dictate space gained by this utility, and I think Isurus understand that utility is pretty strong on Banana. They've been patient behind it every single round. They've respected it, except for one time when Ataraxia took his risk and was rewarded. But it is just back to basics. Another good setup for the CT side. It's worked its wonders once. But maybe a second time, not so much. Do they expect the anti-flash to be under? That's the real question.
Back toward the site. See everything bounce on full from apps. RZK the first. Shariba does find the trade, and now they begin to stampede out. CK Zaum good for 2. Deco finding one in the mix. He has to tuck down, but it's not close enough. Deco shoots straight through the box and finds the pick. Back to a 2v2, and it's Ataraxia still holding it down on the AWP. The blind catches him. He's aware that somebody's made their way on site. Cautious of lane side, spotted from the molly. And how does he find his way out? Well, he does, and it's a day all day, and we'll find ourselves tied up at halftime.
Nice 6-6. Not too bad. It's Inferno things, and the fact that more than 5 was found on the T side for Isurus after a not so much fun Ancient. They can hold their heads up, but it is going to be a couple of minutes here for them to think about it. It's going to be on Vivo Keyed Stars to respect that Banana utility. Chat, break time. We'll see you 2 minutes.
Welcome back, everybody. It's ESL Challenger League 52, South American Cup number 1. 16 teams started this endeavor, but at the end of the day, it'll only be one. It's been a much closer affair on the map pick of Isurus, 6-6 at halftime. My name's still Hot Sauce, joined by the legendary Mr. Henry Bat. Can Isurus close out their map pick?
I sure hope so. I want to see a dust too. I want to go 3 maps deep. The fact that they, I want to say, learned from their mistakes a little bit over on Ancient, right? Unable to take the space, utility too strong. They're just patient with it. Those mid-round calls to push and pull on Inferno, sublime. The fact that Vivo Keatstars got 6, pretty good in fact. I figured it should have been an 8-4 half, but you know how it goes. Armor for 4 on the T side. Isurus now a chance on their CT side to rain havoc with the straight mid push.
That peak to pop from Ataraxia, and this man is absolutely on fire here in Inferno. Things continue to heat up. Pressure toward Art's side. Deco's tucked in toward Spawn. He's ready for it. RZK on the crossfire, but Matteo's able to deal with him. Deco has to line up the shot, not able to connect, and he'll backpedal toward Church now today. And they look to overwhelm as Shariba has found Dottie. The picks continue to come in, and Deco in some trouble. Help coming up, Banana, and he gets help in the chunky nade, but Matteos will deny any extra damage in the way of the pistol. Shariba loves these boys and will put them to great use. It's easy, Zayday, excuse me, on those. But solid pistol round to start here for Keatstars.
I want to call that around the world. Production's in my ears, speaking sweet nothings, wanting me to give the hand gestures, but because there's no cams, I'm not going to say it. I'm just kidding. 6-7.
6-7.
Isurus forced by back on the CT side, and it got a little shaky there to start, and our observer YNZ doesn't like it either. A little shake in his head. Displeasure with us being the new guys here. It is what it is.
Nah, J&Z loved it. I know he did at heart. Where do we go this time? Up Banana. Going to be Dottie alone on the site here, and an opportunity for Keatstars to be able to overwhelm him. Just 5-7 in hand. And feels like they want to explode on through the smoke. But again, a big nade coming in, and the utility now favoring Isurus.
He took a lot of space for free, the Keatstars, and they're wary of a little bit of a stack, that Astralis-style stack. 5 sitting on B, pistols lined up to the choke point. That nade really supports their cause if they did it. But instead, it's a fight forward towards mid, and it's Mateos waiting. Oh, spots
one
3.
tap. No, he can't get it. There's a firing squad waiting on the other side. Let's deal with it, but they take a decent amount of damage returned here. Donnie back toward the site. And this causes an early rotation, but look at Ataraxia on this mini-map. He's tucked in toward alt-mid. Shariba, I think he's heard the footsteps, and the call is going to come in.
Deco's only 7 HP on site. If he can get one, that would be massive. Flank found. Now it's just Deco. Here.
Yeah, only 7 health. Shariba spots the arm, sprays through the box, and that's an easy one back toward the spawn sides a day. The dot up Banana, and the troubles continue now. RZK, solitary member, will be put down. 4 still standing for Keatstars, and now beginning to pad that cushion.
This is the stereotypical CT eco round. If we see Keatstars do what they did again, like they played on Ancient, it's aggression behind utility. Mateos a little hungry for those eco frags there, swings to his own demise, and those are always scary. I always do the exact same thing. I see one person, I swing to fight, I see 2, I shoot between them. I'm like, no, come on! And I can't fix it. But it is what it is. Ataraxia again with a taser, eating away at his own bank account. That's okay, healthy nade to start.
You gotta take a little gamble
Just
sometimes.
execute. Yeah. Another funny scoreline about to be on the cards here, unless Isurus does something with USPs in the A stack. Out of sight, out of mind. Keatstars just explode on a B, it seems.
There's nobody home either. And as they get this intel, it's going to be easy pickings.
Mateo's going to get caught. Oh, Shadow.
Oh, he almost was able to catch the timing. Instead, Mateos finds the first.
Throw the AK out! Throw the AK out!
Are you kidding me? Matteos, the 3K! What a transfer. I mean, they almost just line up for him. They try to overwhelm him, but it doesn't go their way. It's going to be another round on the board for Keystars. They're really beginning to lengthen the gap.
I wanted him to throw that AK away so badly. I was like, bro, you know you're overwhelmed. Come on, you're pulling the Glock. Just get rid of it. You're done. Couple AKs to be saved now. And we got a second funny score line. 6-9. Keystars T side. Never relenting. They don't respect the utility toss. We're going to have to see realistically what Isurus has in this round, because it's only been a couple of spattering pieces of utility towards Banana. But as they get their first full purchase, bolstered by 2 AKs, it should be Banana control. I say should. It should be that lower Banana smoke by default. The meta has changed as the skyboxes have been improved. Halfway down the wall, or halfway down Banana, maybe all the way down Banana, double mollies, double nades, and Keystars should be ready for this. Accelerate towards apartment side, grab that space as they felt the pressure again from that USP push right here. Mateos collects it. If they're expecting it, maybe a slower round, but that's not Keystars.
Too good. You know, he just trusted in himself, said he's going to stick with that pistol, but feeling confident now with the 6-9 lead.
Yep.
And again, they just kind of hang back, right? They allow this early utility to rain down toward Banana. They're able to avoid the majority of that early damage as we see all 5 at 100 and now beginning to cheat forward. I'd like to see that secondary wave of utility come down from Isurus.
You call, they deliver. Half wall smoke lands, and it's patience from Keystars as they know they've burned tons out already from the CT side. Banana control still the apple of the eye here. Flash pop go. They're going quick. Space gain, minute 10 on the clock. It's Ataraxia's op to strike gold.
Can't find the second though, Shariba. Right there to slide in and find the trade. RZK have similar success as Deco has found Matios, and all that attention toward the B side. Shariba to lash. I mean, the site's wide open. The call will come in, and unless Deco can find the flank from behind, timing not going to be there. It should be another relatively easy plan as that vision's been blocked off, but they're on their horse, man. They're coming after him.
They're chasing quick, and he's not gonna hear this. Deco starts to walk. That seems pretty good. Seemed like it was pretty close. Retake, definitely possible. Lash's final nade, maybe get used early or not at all.
Beautiful timing here for Deco. And now they've got that 2v1 Shariba. Not a ton of health to work with here. Needs to find the first. They don't swing together, but it doesn't matter. RZK, a monstrous round. 2 on the board for him and both Deco. And for Isurus, they're able to keep it close.
A 7th on the board is good. 2 surviving is not going to build your bank accounts, but we can see what those 2 AKs saved previously have done for them. Beautiful purchase to come back from Isurus. And again, keep your eyes on that minimap chat. That bottom Banana smoke, not quite disrespected by Vivo Keystars. They toss their own half-wall smoke to give them that space. And this is something we're seeing on Ancient as well. You throw a smoke to put out that molly, toss from B site on Ancient. You grab half of Catwalk control. Same thing happening at Banana. The smoke tossed out by RZK, going to be traded by the utility tossed out by Lash that blocks halfway up Banana, and they're able to get Cubby and Logs control. Op flash go through with the molly towards car. Clean space gained right there as the day takes it.
Pressure to follow on the back end today. You said it earlier, and I can't agree more. I love the aggression from this player. Often mirrored on the other side by Ataraxia. 17-7 on the op. Dottie needing to have similar success that we saw today from this same position here. And those sprays just millimeters off the mark. He's going to be forced back now.
Again, Banana control in a minute 10. Keystars doing the same thing over and over and over again, and the utility is so good. They just play trade of smokes. They burn so much out from the CT side, and as only 1 smoke resides towards B, I think they're just going to leave Shariba here to distract. Maybe straight up execute onto this one. The rotate is here. Ataraxia with the op, but he's not going to be able to get much done if he's smoked in CT. And the minimap, you know, telling me lies. Telling me lies. As I try to set up for a B hit, they go right back towards A, and it's a perfect call.
You know, they want to keep that Maui snake right where he needs to be. Who's over here? RZK. All alone, having to anchor down. We've seen him come up with a couple big rounds here, but at 7-12 overall, a little bit of a difficult time.
I don't know what the call was. Ataraxia has been sitting still in spawn with a flash in hand to throw it for about 40 seconds. RZK forced to fight, trades perfect, and that's exactly what you want. 4v3 in the post, and it's a 40-second timer as we wait for a 10th to be posted on the T side for Vivo Keedstars.
I mean, at this point, there's really not much Isurus can do other than hang on to these weapons. So it'll be another 10th or another round, making it that 10th one here. And Keedstars, I think, again, you know, I was maybe not a believer initially, and then Isurus made me a believer once we saw that 6-6 half.
Yeah.
But it seems like Keedstars looking to close it out here in just 2.
Last time they saved 3 on the T side, Isurus found success in the next round. It was only supported by a couple of pistols. This time it's going to be a nice purchase. Bank account starting to build for Vivo as 4 survive. And again, Lash not on the op. Ancient and Inferno, the 2 maps in the pool that if you asked, what 2 maps don't you want to play the op on? Probably those ones. Especially on the T side, he doesn't even care. 14 and 8. He's doing everything he can, him and Zide. Just overwhelming. And now Isurus must understand. Their utility is being disrespected towards Banana. They have to throw that bottom Banana smoke. Take a deep breath as you get to top Banana. Know that it's going to be a molly towards car. And then nade super deep into your own smoke and try to get some chip damage. As you keep giving Banana control away by a minute 10, while brackets and apps are getting controlled, it becomes a little bit of a bad day. Their change of pace, 3 towards Banana this time.
Ataraxia has certainly been able to put that op to great use here, but Lash,
yeah,
because I don't even need to. 14 and 8. Talked about if it's not broke, don't fix it. Dottie slides out and finds a second. Nice little 2-piece.
We're looking for. That's a change of pace in the CT side. Utility is different. Smoke to block the molly towards car. Another half-wall smoke. And now they know, well, they're broke on utility, so it's Keedstar's turn to make a move. Patience is a virtue in this round. But good utility usage as Isurus, they do exactly what was needed. Pace change at Banana, find it. Potentially an 8th here, but we know Keedstars can do whatever they want. 2v4 over on Ancient confirmed that.
Be a little more difficult given the circumstances, but they're certainly up for the task. And the fact that RZK doesn't find that one would lead to a little bit of trouble. Matios in toward arch side, and that flank coming in. Ataraxia's got to find the timing. Dika, let's get it instead. Dottie up top. Lash, there's the flick, able to find the first. The second tucks below, the molly in the back. Stays out. He realizes he can't walk forward because they're touching shoulders. 2 ships passing in the night, but at the end of the fight, it's still Isurus standing tall, and they're within 2 now.
And the money's not looking great on the T side either. This is one of those questions. Do we force play against the utility that we know Isurus is going to toss towards Banana? Now, if we take a second and think about what just happened. Molly nade combo late on Banana. By design, based on how Keedstars toss their smoke. You can take advantage of that. You could get ahead of that quite quickly with a Mac 10 purchase, but it's Deegs and a Techie instead. Molly in the hands of Zide with some armor. And the best course of action here, bomb plant 3 frags. There goes that armor.
Yeah, really exit for today. It's the double nade rains down.
He tried to beat the timing, he just got caught. It happens.
Reba's going to be spotted here as well. They force forward. Dottie. A nice easy pick, and right now Isurus just trying to find all of these without losing more than a single member. RZK follows suit. They try to swing together. Instead, they allow him to have the ones.
That's got to feel good for him as well. He fumbled that fight just a round prior in the same position. So a 9th now for Isurus, an attack timeout. I think the second attack timeout for Vivo Keedstars. Chance for them to figure out what's happening. They're grabbing Banana control quite quickly, but in doing that, they're taking a lot of utility damage. When they go grab brackets control, they don't really push too deep. Yeah, they had a slide from Mateos into spawn just 2 rounds prior, but he got caught off. Keedstars, the speed being checked.
Yeah, this was a big round for RZK. We talked about the struggles early on, now into double-digit kills. Ataraxia, he's just been a talisman here. 18 and 7, hasn't put that op down yet. But I have to agree, Keedstars, I think that early aggression up Banana these last couple rounds hasn't worked because of the early utility. So maybe just pump the brakes a little bit, slow things down, try to bait out some of that utility, and then maybe make that push around that 35-40 second mark.
Isurus have 3 towards Banana this time as they expect that pressure to be heavy. It's just trades of utility towards Car. Dottie to pop the smoke. No go. The utility return is patient. Keed Stars. They didn't want to take too much space. They understood that chip damage is not their friend. Oh, great job.
Exactly. I felt the same thing. It resonated with me today. After so much early success, struggling toward that Banana side now. Dottie tucked in, displaying that patience once more. 3 to pressure up Banana off the flash. They're looking for something, but they get nothing.
And there's no utility that even needs to be used by Isurus right now. They just have to stand tall behind the smoke. They fall back with a minute on the clock, and they've lost no space. Yeah, okay, Banana is space, but when you find a frag and you play trade of utility like that, that's no space. Another frag about to be found here. RZK tested. Mateos with the AK. Poised in ready for this fight, and I want to see what the rotates do off of this arch smoke.
Isurus is going to remain patient as Mateos is not able to find anything out of apps. And that rotation's already coming in for Isurus. They know exactly what's happening now. Smoke to plume, pressure to follow, but Dottie already tucked on the site. AK's out, trying to find something big as he teeters around the edge of the smoke, and it is Shariba to find the first. RZK comes in with the trade, the spray, a bit sporadic, but eventually able to put him down. Ataraxia will find the final one. 3 still standing, and all of a sudden we're tied up yet again.
This is one of those rounds where they know exactly what's on the other side. They read the economy perfect. These guys, 10,000 plus hours in this game each, guaranteed. They know what's happening. So they have to check that speed first, you know, apply a little bit of a bump. If they don't hit the bump, this should be up to 11. It's playing Keed Stars, Techies, a Deeg.
Oh my, he is too clean with it on Inferno. The 20 bomb. Yeah, 20 bomb secured. Dottie. And they're very comfortable from the CT side. Shariba has kicked it into overdrive. He's hopped in the Ferrari and he's trying to dip in the whip. My man shooting from the hip and he'll be denied. Dottie to shut him down, looking for the second. He's got it. Swaps to the pistol. Will find the third and easy does it.
That 6-6 half is still kind of lingering in both of them here. Purchase does come back. Keed Stars, I'm going to call this your last chance. Loss bonus is adding up, but Isurus looking pretty strong. That utility usage early from T-side Keed Stars was good. The pressure was better. They were grabbing Banana control by a minute 10, but as Isurus took attack timeout, coordinated their fights, there's been no chance on the T-side and a Galil. Oh, 2 AKs on the CT side, all the utility, -1 kit on Deco, but that's okay. It is just still trades of utility.
We're seeing Keed Stars avoid some of that early util damage down Banana in these last couple rounds. That volley, a decent one. Dottie, all off the top heads, waiting on the line. They'll find Mateos. First pick secured, and he'll back away.
Great pick to find as well. Chip damage onto Zade towards bottom Banana. And as RZK gets tested, there's no flash in support.
He just keeps stepping out in front of him, lining him up and knocking him down. Lash a 2K to reel it on back. Afraid the smoke won't find anything. Feels like he knows there's at least 2 here, and Dottie's tucked in towards spawn side. It looks like he wants to creep back toward B, but I'm still kind of confused as to where Keed Stars wants to go.
With a minute on the clock, they got a lot of space to work. I don't think Ataraxia is ever going to move from pit side. The rotate from Hess might come through off this utility. They pop and they see nothing. They trust in their anchor of Dottie to get one, do damage, or set up for a retake. And it does send Hez away. Lash 1v1 on site against Ataraxia, but how quick flick. Oh.
He is too good with that thing. This man, a monster, an arch nemesis for Keed Stars. Today, a 1v3. Can you be that clutch factor, that knight in shining armor? I don't know, Mr. HB. We might just be blessed with that dust, too.
I'm hoping so. 2 chances for Isurus to close this out. Now, not as clean as Keed Stars did on their map pick, but still a win is a win. And that's going to be confidence boosting going into Dust 2 if we get there. It is still possible. Akeed Stars, again, they're getting snuffed at these choke points, and it becomes solo fights forward that are finding nothing. When they're grouped, moving quickly, and their utility is one step ahead of the CT side, they're fine. The fact that Isurus has changed the pace, and another one here with a lower mid-smoke, this is going to be scary. Akeed Stars are going to have to steal away their nerve here, cross those T's, dot those I's. Not get wrecked by utility. Flash for Zade.
Oh, he's able to find the first. Echo on the trade. That'll
Another
cause
flash
an early
half wall.
rotation. Looked like RCK was heading that way, but instead they both pull off.
This is a weird call. Does Deco know that he was the last one over there? Seemingly so. He's falling back, his eyes on the mini-map. But he can't just take this space back for free. He is. Okay. I thought he was just going to sprint towards Banana. Like, mini-map is free for sure, but that's a scary play nonetheless. A site on the cards, Akeed Stars, one last hurrah.
Josh is there, has to look away, but he hears them drop down, one below. There's at least one above, and he slides in to find it. Ataraxia picks up a second lash. We'll fire one back, and the play from Boiler is Shariba to drop the op of Ataraxia. They have a chance now. Echo think through the smoke, hot with bomb in hand, and that's a dangerous play. My man is flirting with disaster. And the shot from Shariba. RZK, a 1v2 is what's needed. He's found the first. And he's found the second. RZK, the clutch comes in, and Isurus does it. We're headed to Dust 2.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable to bounce back from a 13-2. To lose Ancient the way that they did based on the first time they play it, and then to come back, steal away their nerve, and find Inferno. It came down to the change of pace on their T side to grab banana control. Then, again, the same thing on their CT side. They understood how Vivo Akeed Stars was taking space, and as Isurus upgrades, the Akeed Stars go the way of the Dodo. It's Dust 2 for map number 3, and this realistically can go anybody's way. I'm hard-pressed to make a prediction for map 3, but I feel like there's overtime on the cards, and Prod probably Cyan. But I'm just joking. Hot Sauce, what do you think?
I don't know. The last time they met on Dust 2, it was 13-6 in favor of Akeed Stars. We might see something similar that we saw on Ancient, but time will tell. We do got to take a short little break here, get these players a time to rest a moment, but it's a great time for you to grab those snacks or drinks. Don't go too far. When we come back, we've got more Counter-Strike action. And we're back with the ESL Challenger League 52 South American Cup 1. It's one final map to rule them all. Keyd Stars win 13-2 on Ancient, Isurus 13-10 on Inferno. And now as the dust settles, we get to see them clash one more time. My name's still Hot Sauce, joined with a legendary Mr. Henry Bat. What do we got on the cards for this one?
Oh, bro, in the preamble, in the green room before this started, we were talking about if this goes 3 and what to expect. Now, I'm a utility guy, I'm a teamwork guy, I'm a default guy. And if you look at Ancient, it's early default, early space take, early utility with a pregnant pause. Inferno, kind of the opposite. It's pregnant pause as the space is gained by the CT side instead of the T. Now on Dust 2, it's a combination of everything. You have to have good utility. You have to have good teamwork. You have to understand how to take space. And if you have that good utility and teamwork, you can take that space without losing anybody. Cat on your screen right here, Cyber Cafe, Internet Cyber, I guess, is the space you want to gain. If you can grab Cat control by 1 minute, fade out utility, take no damage, then smoke this beautiful connector to CT spawn, default complete. All depends on who wins that knife round. CT side action is probably the 7-5, maybe a strong 6-6, but I think it will come down to that. The utility and the teamwork. And if I think back to Ancient, Keyd Stars had more. If I think about Inferno, realistically Keyd Stars had more until Isurus kind of pumped the brakes by applying pressure. And what I mean by that is they used heavier utility and then they fell back. They didn't take that damage. So Dust 2 needs to sort of play both fields here. And I don't want to even make a score prediction because I think it's going to be overtime. But what about you, Hot Sauce? What do you think this is going to be?
You know, I kind of lean into the 7-5 of favoring CT side, but I think this might be a little more one-sided like Ancient. I love a knife round, though, and as we see him slicing and dicing, slashing and dashing, it's Plaid Stripes in the kill feed for a moment, and the moment is gone. As it settles, Marios finds himself in a 1v3, no holds barred, and it is Isurus secure that knife round.
I don't think that Keyd Stars will be too upset with the T-side start. We saw them on the T-side start on Ancient. We saw their speed on their T-side of Inferno. It didn't work out for them at the end because the CT side stood tall. It was Isurus' map pick. And now Dust 2, this is a scary one. Those door smokes have to be perfect. You have to expect that cat push. The utility has to be Molly smoke central. It has to be a smoke double doors. Molly the catwalk push, Molly lower, Molly deep catwalk, flash and go and take the space. And if you can do that by 1 minute, you're happy. Long executes have to be patient as well. If you can take that space and the CTs don't want to fight back into it, well, you can either be corralled there and wait, or you can fall back and try to take space. But that fallback and space gain becomes difficult on rifle rounds. But this is actually where our two head-to-heads are going to clash. Ataraxia with a massive map over on Inferno. Prior to that, him and Lash kind of back and forth affair on Ancient, but it wasn't really much opping. Dust 2, double op central. Let's get into it.
I think that's why I was so excited for Dust 2. I think we might get to finally see that op battle that we were hoping for. Lash, not really using it in these first two maps very much, but a bit of a slow start to round one here. 3-2 is the split for Isurus.
Ataraxia 1.66 on Inferno, wielding that up 22 and 8. Catwalk crawl here going to be held. Deco, it's got some utility to block. It's got a smoke and a couple flashes. That smoke should be dropped just on the opposite side of default. Stop the aggression. Ataraxia finding a fight towards long but can't collect it. Deco does go down. All that utility on the ground as well, and Keyd Star is overwhelmed.
Is able to turn fire and find one, but Zidane Amadios. Ataraxia can't win that fight toward long. Instead, it's RZK out of spawn, and he finds himself alone in a tough spot. The fact that 4 survive and the 4 that do survive don't take a single tick of damage. There's 3 armors on board. I know you're excited about that, Mr. HB.
I don't even have to say it. You're there. Force by back, of course. Both these teams love that second round force. As we see those final frags come through in the replay, cut short, that's okay. Chance now, Keyd Star's looking for that Beauty's 3-0 start, but they got to contend with the tag and bag combos of the Scout 5.7s. They can be deadly on a map like Dust 2 because you just have to tag once and reposition. Super speedy weapon. Double door smoke. Lash, a new one. More consistent maybe.
Beautiful.
Works amazing.
Ollie toward Cat. Echo just looking for a bit of a tag through here. AK Zaun. Just a little bit off the top. A small haircut as he finds 9 away. Ataraxia forced back from the Molly here. He'll try to tuck in and keep this position on toward Cat. RZK is dangerously close here as well.
I got a flash for this. When's it going to come in? Deco arriving now, a little bit late. Cross smokes, here's the flash to go.
AK Zaun finds the first. Deco on the scout. Will combine with Donnie to find the pick to keep it a 4v4 up toward Katsani. He finds the first. AK Zaun on the run and gun with the Galil. How does that feel? Matteo says, getting kills, not without me or not. He slides in for a 2K, and Deco is finding a way to get out of here. Nice shot. Deco gets a little bit of a consolation prize as he backpedals toward the B site. The question is, does Keedstars go on the hunt?
I want to call it the right play to go on the hunt, but they keep losing bodies. Deco!
My!
One more for the road? Why not?
Well, one more for the road. It was the ace as well. He's got a quadra on the back of the scout. And, I mean, you know, this is a really big game. So, realistically, you want to save it. But I don't know. If I'm the teammates, I might just say, hey, go for it, brother. We want to see it. Get the ace of spades, our angel of death.
It's a good start. 2-0 for Keedstars, and this is standard Counter-Strike. Lose the pistol, force buy back, lose the second round. I mean, the odds are there, of course, but 0-3 down on CT side of Dust 2 does not bode well. I would call this 7-5. The half should be, in my mind. 7-5 CT side. Still a chance for it. Pretty perfect purchase on the T side, but more just patient utility usage from Keedstars. They got caught out on Inferno for this very thing. Throwing perfect utility and getting a little bit too antsy in their pantsies, and they push forward on it. But a good flash and go towards Long Mateos. Takes a sniff, smells nothing. Calls reinforcements as the bomb groups up with him. Deco's scout spams through the mid smoke, so they know at least a little bit.
Got some intel to work with. Pressure coming up long.
Yeah, cat jam.
Toward lower tons. Love a good cat jam. Who doesn't? It's all about having fun. Hopefully everybody in chat's having half as much fun as we are.
Sometimes the impulses take over. You never know. Haven't been fired for it yet. Whoa, Echo just got fired.
Barrios. Yeah, he's going to fire one down range. Lash to pick up the broken pieces as RZK is credited with one in the mix. But AK Zaun do crispy. Spray the second one nice and clean as he finds the heady. All right. What do you got left in the tank? Well, not a lot. Zade able to find it with the Galil, and 3 still standing here. It's a little bit reminiscent of what we saw on Ancient, or as you like to call, Green Dust.
Yeah, Screen Dust, Green Mirage. Something default heavy. Run it down, shoot each other, Counter-Strike. 3-0, T-side start good. Vivo Keedstars doing what needs to be done so far. They're not sprinting to find their own death. They're not trying to take space too quickly. Now it comes down to the op. Lash boosted. This is the op opportunity on the cross and gets dealt a heavy hand. Ataraxia picks up where he left off from Inferno and paints the suicide red. Nice shot.
Yeah, enough said. Ataraxia is a monster in that big green machine. RZK blind, no problem. Today does get a trade back, and they know RZ's close here. They let the utility do its job. They try to power on site blind, catching them both, and RZK is going to be able to deal with Zade. He finds Marios as well, and RZK heating up now. 4-3. Ataraxia on the op, and he just doesn't stop. This man has been just astronomical when it comes to the AWP.
That op shot on the cross from Ataraxia was actually massive. He stopped the information gained from Lash saying 3 crossed. You see that entry onto the B site. Keedstar so sucked in to that fight on platform that they go completely overlooked, and RZK finds himself 3 with 1 mag. Supportive utility, not quite perfect from Isurus, but it doesn't matter. They post their first. Keedstars dig deep into that bank account now. It's a solo AK for Zade. And Techies, Deagles, and a Galil to support. A cheeky little boost here for Ataraxia. Might not work as a flash should come through. Smoke instead.
Smoke blocking the vision.
Yeah.
Can't peek down into tons of that in the way, so he'll say, good to do. Ball back. Trying to find a different angle as Keedstars begins to coagulate around mid now, and it looks like they want to pressure up Cat. This nade, good timing. Shariba avoids the majority of the damage, though, and the op shot doesn't connect.
Smoke for the cross into CT spawn. As soon as it lands, default complete. Minute 10 on the clock. And Mateo's expecting a push towards long. The rest of his crew going with him. And Isurus, I want to say they're kind of ready for this. They have support. Ataraxia has a flash to support this long fight if Hess wants to get stuck in. It's going to be a feint through the double doors. Oh, call me a liar, Keedstars up towards Cat. There we go.
I've heard the audio cue there. Head's going to be able to find them first as Matthews tries to check behind the door. He's going to line them up and knock them down. That flash will allow him to get to safety. Ataraxia finding Shariba. So he'll want to shift down long and try to apply some assistance toward Hez, tucked into pit. That's bringing out. AK's out in a tough spot. He's good for one. Ataraxia the trade, and they know exactly where Lash is hiding.
Beautiful survivability from Hez as well. I figured that flash from Ataraxia would go a little bit deeper, maybe the pop flash towards long, but he helps his friend survive instead. Echo takes the final frag on Lash towards long and closes that gap. And now the bank accounts allow me to believe this should be 3 for Isurus. That op still proving its worth as Ataraxia supports his friend. And a good way to post a second. And now they just have to go through the paces. Don't get overwhelmed by the utility. Mollies towards the choke points. This might even be one of those stereotypical triple long setups from the CT side. I lied. They want to play 2B1 mid. It is a long fight forward though.
Nice timing on the flash, but Stills allows Amadios to get out here. He's separated from the pack. Echo posted up toward Carr, and the op not here this time.
They're about to get tested, but from a distance, it's a double dink needed to even really send Deco away.
Oh no, he's been dinked just a bit. Big Molly's coming over the top, a chance to find damage, and it could have been shooting fish in a barrel. Instead, Lash whips out the Glock and puts Deco down.
You ever watch American Dad?
Yeah.
Do you know the goldfish? The goldfish in the soup bowl or whatever? He pulls a gun. Same thing, a Glock. Shooting fish in a barrel, not today, he says. And that's a good opening. That's great, but again, Keedstars took long, and it takes bodies and utility to do so, and they're kind of corralled. Isurus may be expecting this, but no one wants to take the risk. It's just depth. Ataraxia is in a hard spot here to find more than one, but there is no utility. Tight angle.
That'll be the silver lining. Having to cross blind. Ataraxia doesn't find one, but he's got a Hez. No combine for 3 eventually. Go for any danger that was on the horizon. RZK able to pick up CK Zalman on the peak from Shariba.
On plant? No way.
Little extra funds in the bank.
That should have never happened. Yeah, single deagle and Glocks. They get caught towards long, but that death of Deco allows them to get in. The ball plant's going to be massive here, considering how huge that save was. And you can see the difference. Extra $600. Give everything you need. Maybe no op, though. Lash might go glass cannoning or lack a helmet, it seems. I think Ataraxia is ready for this fight again. This is what we're looking for here. Deco, a chance. I can't remember the fish's name from American Dad, though. 3 AKs on the CT side while my mind wanders. A chance now to take the lead again. Isurus. Klaus. Yes, thank you, Google.
Ah, straight from the mind or something.
Yeah, I believe you.
I swear, I promise. It wasn't a long pause while I was searching it.
Yes,
Ataraxia searching up mid for a kill here. He has just been a staple. Yeah, he gets caught off guard at Shariba to find the first, and you talk about a great early pick. Just as Isurus has found their way back into this game, a chance now for Keedstars to make sure they can maintain that lead.
It's good pressure back from Isurus early. They're not afraid to fight, it seems. They want to get stuck into another one as they just play trade of utility towards Catwalk. But it is just basic info being passed. So RZK just has to stay patient. He's got support playing anti-flash, but it will have to be a hard clear of this double doors, and it doesn't look like they want to go for it. Eyes set. RZK, I don't know where you're going, my friend.
Yeah.
He just got frigged.
I mean, the patience paid off last time. Tries to get a little aggressive here, but so many members posted at mid. And now they've got control of the B site with ease. Lash will put the op to good use. Deco and Hez. I mean, the economy is well on the side of Isurus, but realistically, a 2v5 retake, you don't really want to give up those rifles for free.
Now it's just a game of patience. Another save. That's okay. Money in the bank still for the CT side. Keydstars 4. And with 5 surviving, they're going to bolster that bank account. You need all the utility you can. And it was a good plan, I guess, from Isurus. RZK maybe steps forward a little bit too early. Expecting maybe a weird rotation from the Keydstars, but with a minute on the clock, there was no need for them to be anywhere else but waiting for that double doors push.
Terrorists win.
His Hez in that previous map, even though Isurus won, that had kind of a tough game. He had a very low kill game. And it seems like there's always one member just struggling a little bit here on the side of Isurus. This time around, Dottie still sitting on that donut here. And there's that pressure you talked about, RZK. Maybe getting a little bit overzealous there at mid. It really allowed this play to develop for Keydstars. And so we find them up on top here from the T side as well.
Still relatively back and forth. Purchase rather perfect for both sides. Ops in the hands of the big guns. Why not? Faster pace here into lower. Ataraxia might not be ready. Missed the opportunity. Splits the legs there. He just shot between his toes.
Smoke back toward mid. Ataraxia maybe looking to find something on Cat. Just moments away from finding that dome. The pixel over the smoke. And he spotted one. He'll take a pop shot that doesn't connect. A little intel gathered for both squads as Seike Zhao will be forced back away from Cat.
Regress towards long is well timed. The smoke to fade. Mateos might get caught out. Oh, head spotted. Hess sent to the afterlife.
Good for the first. They nearly line up for the collateral. RZK credited with one. Shariba does find the trade back to keep it a 3v3. Pressure incoming. Blind is decent. Almost gets caught on the back pedal, and now cautious of Cat. Seike Zhao. He's been playing here the majority of the time. Deco for a little 360, I think. There's Dottie coming alive.
That double. Unbelievable. To look towards Cat as that smoke starts to fade. The pressure relieved. 4-4. Thanks, still good for the T side. Why not? And Vivo, they tried something. They tried a little bit of a different play there. The late long pop after losing that mid Cat control. That's okay.
A lot of back and forth there, but Dottie just getting activated at the perfect time. We talked about that donut on board. He finds 2 huge kills right there to help win that round. And now we're tied back up here. So Ataraxia on the op, maybe not as crazy as of the game we saw in Inferno, but still piecing things together. Matios, Seike Zhao out through the fire. Oh. He's able to pick up Hez and Deco. Matios gets the trade. They tried to get out of dodge, but there just wasn't enough time.
Smoke's landing perfectly here. The pop's not going to be deep enough. RZK's not going to see anything. Flash and go through gives him a chance. And he goes good for it. Gets himself a double. Mateo stands in the way. Incorrect positioning for him. And as the day is completely separated from his friend, it's a weird 2v2 with 1:15 on the clock.
He's got all the control of B and force through. What's the timing like, though? Ataraxia on Cat with the op, and they just barely miss each other here through mid.
Was that a footstep heard? Could that have been heard from long? Maybe not. I guess not. Dottie very wary of it, trying to tether off his friend towards lower Cat. The jump up, spotted, head confirmed. Zade down, and now a solo fight for Lash on site. He sees the trajectory of utility, and he can't find the fight. Dottie steps out from Gandalf and says, "You shall not pass." Isurus up to 5, and the bank account's busted for Keydstars.
As you would say, that realistically should be a cat jam, should be a 6th on the board here for Isurus, as it will be pistols in tow for Keydstars as they get prepped for the final round of the second half. But RZK, how many multi-frags have we seen him have in the last few rounds that have really turned the tides?
A lot. A lot. Isurus is doing a great job of standing tall for their solo fights, making sure that they're not just losing space for free. Now, of course, they gave over B in 2v2. It is what it is, and this is just an eco with some deagles. A deco, if you will, and Deco looking for the fight on Cat.
Right from RZK as Ataraxia comes in to save the day. And again, everybody kind of jumbled together around this Cat area. Where are we going?
Just burn utility. See how much more you can get out. Echo has support from a friend, but it's just Hess on a site. No supportive utility besides a smoke. Echo doesn't care. Just farming frags. Mateos maybe finds one. Deagle. Shoots like I do, man. I can't hit anything with my Deag.
Yeah, I kind of stick to the 5.7 of the Tech 9 myself for that very reason. Or
close my eyes and scream. Ah!
Pray and pray. Well, not really praying with a deagle, but you know.
I will be the prey. Purchase coming back. Lash on the op again. Maybe he wants to get a little bit of a boost. What's his spawn look like? Not great. He will miss the timing on the cross, but Ataraxia, it looks like he wants to go long. Just a super easy eco cleanup, I guess. And it's good to see from Isurus. It really is, to find these clean eco rounds where everybody survives. But no one takes any damage. I guess 3 points for RZK, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, not enough to walk over. They solidify that minimum of a tide. Half it's going to be the pressure onto the weight, or the shoulders rather, of Keyed Stars here. Realistically, 4 from the T side isn't atrocious, but you know you hope to get that 5.
Going to come down to this opening. They don't really want to do too much towards mid, it seems. They are just patient. It is a 3-stack this time for Isurus. No one's going to be home from the T side, so they can take this space clean as they like, and they're pressuring through it. Yes, are you going to push through this? You are. Mateo's not ready. A bait, a spam, a bait. He could find the timing.
Oh my. He's going to hear the footsteps of the run. Last the first to fall. He catches Shariba as well, and he can relinquish that space. The damage has been done.
So much aggression from Isurus right now. They're pushing B. Deco through the double door is going to find a little surprise onto Zade. This should be a 7. Clean as you like.
Right from ZK down. Good for the first. Matios has picked up one with an op that he's scooped up from Lash. All of a sudden, from a 5v2 to a 3v2, I mean, you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, 1 in a million. 1 in a million. Like 1 in 100? 1 in a million. A 2v3 is completely possible, especially when you have these two guys on the scene. Ooh. I was going to say ships in the night there, but Dottie catches the butt pouch of Sikzaum. Now it comes down to Mateos, left alone. Dottie from his favorite spot at the Gandalf Cross. It's going to be a 7th here. Mateos got a save. Banking on it's busted going to the final round. Lost bonus will add up a little bit, but Isurus looking pretty good. That 13-2 on Ancient no longer looms as they take a dominating lead on Dust 2.
Sure if Matios was going to catch that timing as he begins to fade away. Has been spotted and heard. Dottie chipped through the box as well. He knows that help is coming in. He might just be running to his demise, and he is. RZK. He's going to continue to let him have it.
A little friendly banter back and forth, you know? That's a sign of respect, I think, when you shoot the bodies or crouch over top of them. I can't remember really what it means, but I'm pretty sure every time someone does it to me, it means they're a friend of mine, right? Pretty sure.
That's what I've always been told.
Yeah, exactly. Good long push from Hess, and it was even better for him to survive. His job there was to get 1, not even realistically, just control bedroom towards long doors, and he does damage on 2. Crazy. Great work to find a 7. Just not perfect on the T side either. Mateos, armorless Glock, $100 in the bank. He must have dropped a friend.
Maybe having some faith in the teammates.
Very nice Glock skin sticker combo. Someone in chat can probably tell us what that Glock fade is worth with that crown foil sticker.
Yeah. I certainly don't know.
No, me either. Me either. Well, catwalk crawl here from Vivo Keyed Stars, but again, it's just patience as they get blocked by utility and the belts start to fade on the CT side. Now they're wary of everything. They expect the long push to come through. They're scared of Cat. There could have been a mid-door crawl. Lash has to quickly look down. There you go. Quick little check. Where are they going now? All avenues of approach pretty much covered here on the CT side. Deco full belt of utility and an AK as he resides in CT spawn, waiting for the smoke to cross, but it's never going to come. Back towards B, and it's RZK and Dottie to do the damage. 17 frags for the two in the first half. How many more can they get?
Time will tell here shortly. Just 28 on the clock, and they're going to have to go. As the smoke and the utility begin to plume down. RZK, he's been playing from this spot and having a ton of success. Dottie good for one, but the trades come in. They've got control, and there's a lurking player here toward mid. I think that's Shariba, it is. On that Khalil. They're ready for it, though. Deco able to deal with it. He takes a ton of damage, and still a chance here.
No utility for them to get activated on an early fight, so it's just straight up retake territory. Smoke maybe going to get tossed by Ataraxi into B tons, but looks like they just want to go for a heads up fight. They're not really quiet about it either. They're just going.
Gonna jump on in. Blind is there. Flash eventually able to pick up on the kill, but Ataraxia made it in. Wow. He didn't find the kill there.
Perfect flashbang toss by him, and a go. A little bit of a simple in him, I guess. 8-4 on the half, and that's 7-5. Would have been a pretty thing, but 8-4 even better. And now it comes down to Isurus' T side. Can they close this out, or will we go overtime? I don't know if I have faith in the key stars CT side. What about you, Hot Sauce?
I know you were hoping for some OT. I'm a little bit more of a believer now. Isurus has showed up here in map 3, but we're going to take a short little break and get prepped and ready for the second half. Don't go too far. When we come back, we've got the conclusion to these two teams duking it out here on Dust 2.
As two Titans clash, only one can stand victorious. Keyed Stars and Isurus about to finish it off on Dust 2, picking up their own map picks and sending us here. An 8-4 half in the favor of Isurus, trying to stand as tall as they can on the CT side. My name's still Mr. Henry Bat, and I'm joined by the man, again, Spicy with them licks. Hot Sauce, take us out.
Hey, a little impressed here. Isurus, after that 13-2 on Ancient, have turned things around, and now the Sharks in shallow water, they smell blood. Can they close it out? just as dominating as it began. It's CK Zam to find the first dot. Now it's Ataraxia Hez. What happened? It all falls apart in a moment.
Hez just playing distract. He's just like, boys, I'm not fragging. Here we go. And he's just jumping around, doing his best KZ impression. And it helps his friends find the frags.
Creeping in behind the two toward Cat. It's a day on the dualies. Good for the first, needs another. The blind's going to tuck him away. Lash finds it. Naughty on the flank, and this makes things a bit more difficult, but Zidane!
He's got a smoke.
Able to put him down.
Oh, what?
No way! The long range, the bully with the dualies. This man goes monstrous. How in the hell do they turn that around?
Bro, I don't know. I'm sitting here, my jaw on the floor. What was that? That was a 2v4 in the pistol. Bomb goes down, and I'm looking away from the screen going, yep. What am I going to talk about in the second round? What is the saving grace on the CT side? No, never mind. But nicely done. 5 on the board after what seemed like an easy 9 for Isurus. They fumble the bag. Today with a 3-piece. Those dualies from a distance. That final frag as well. Unbelievable.
I know. It was like he had an ob. I don't know what happened there. Talk about a confidence booster.
Huge purchase on the T side, though. 2 AKs, a scout, and a couple of Tech 9s. If that tag can come through from Deco, anything is possible.
Any given Sunday, as they say. Today.
I think that's a American football reference, right? I don't know if they play American football in South America. They might just play regular
that's a saying
football.
that works for me.
Yeah, soccer, as we call it in North America. I won't go farther on that. Chat will eat me alive. Cat Jam. Let's go.
As they should.
Yeah, minute on the clock and 10 players still alive. Flash at Cat.
They spotted through the double dink. Ataraxia picks up the first, takes a decent amount of damage, chopped down to 38, but it gives Isurus some opportunities to work with now. Adios, does he catch the timing here? Spots the first, takes the head clean. Although it's last, he gets credit with that one. The MP7, TQP in full effect, and they're going to go. They said enough pitter-patter. It's time to get out, or they stampede down long. Matios is here. He's dealing out some damage. Lash up close and personal, spots the arm, but it's Hez on the Tech 9. Back and forth, and R2K's found another.
What? A triple swing, double flash, all antied by Isurus. And they find the frags needed.
Ataraxia killed a teammate.
Doesn't matter. 9 on the board. Isurus bounced straight back after that fumble of a pistol round. They say, listen, we're going to show you how we should take long or how we should have done it. Those anti-flash protocols were quite clean. I figured Hez was going to be a little bit far in front of his friends, but anti-flash instead. Nicely done to find the 9th, but it's forced by wars again between these two teams, which we saw so much of on Inferno.
I am just baffled from that pistol round to what just happened there in the conversion round. It's craziness. Absolute cinema put on by both of these squads here as we find ourselves again in a map 3. No stranger for both of these teams. Last time it favored Keystars. They also got a decisive win on Dust too. It looks like the roles have been reversed here today.
Good early pressure from Keystars here to take a ton of space. And Isurus, they knew this. They didn't even go into B tunnels. Most of these guys just kind of shift walked out of B and waited. They were looking up at the sky, kind of just taking note of what's around them while they waited for a push. And it's a perfect call. Now the re-clear is going to be difficult. Molly towards long to force a first fight. Oh, Jariba gets forced out of the way, and it's okay. Space gain. 5-7 strikes. Mateo's good for it. He's got a friend in Lash as they find 3. And the bomb.
5-7s. And here we get to see it one more time. I thought Shariba was going to be able to sneak that one in. Instead, today, to find Ataraxia. And again, I find myself being baffled from that pistol round to the following conversion. And now this scrappy round out of Keystars. You talk about a game of tug of war. These two teams are just going back and forth.
Tug of war to force by wars. It's seemingly never going to end, but that penny will drop shortly. As it is the force by back for Isurus on the T side, and if they get caught here, it might be a tied ball game. Tag on the cross is actually huge. today with that AK. Gonna be one-shottable to the P25-0 at a distance, maybe even the Techie instead. There's patience on this one. They understand the gaps in play here. They got utility to block for days, but straight out the mid doors goes RZK.
I'm just sitting here thinking anything can happen at this point. You almost can't even guess it. RZK. First pick on to Lash. Help doesn't come in here from Shariba, and they're able to get a free one and back off.
Smoke timing is beautiful on towards Catwalk. The nade going to be chunky on the cross. How many can he find, though? Hard fight as the crosshairs hold.
Yeah, that nade went a bit deep. Didn't find a ton of damage. Adios at least able to get one. Today needing to find something big, and he's denied. Ataraxia, the 2K. Marios to answer back. He's found the triple, and he needs an ace if he wants to win this one.
Deco doesn't need to move, doesn't even need to peek. Dottie takes first contact, but it's a hard trade with the scouts. So there's got to be a flash double peek protocol here at some point. And as Mateos' mag runs dry, it's a 10th, and I think that might just solidify Force by Wars, but I doubt it. $1,400, $1,550, I guess, for Zade after the bodies are bagged and counted. And there it goes, another Force by on the CT side. Isurus with a chance. If they win this one, that's surely got to be 12, right? I know, don't call me Shirley, I get it, but it's got to be close to the end here. These Force by Wars are giving me a little bit of a heart attack in the final map.
Back and forth, tugging at the heartstrings. Jaws off the floor at the edge of my seat. And waiting with bated breath today, able to find the first on the Deco, powering out onto the B site, waiting for help to come into play, and off the flash slides forward.
Perfect call to hit
control here.
Yeah, they have crazy control here. There's got to be a quick fight forward on this one from Keedstars. They're going tunnels route instead. RZK dodging nothing.
Looks away from the flash, and he's just looking for that little bit of a pixel. The top of the door here.
Where's it go? It's going back. What are you going to smoke with this?
He spotted one. Pressure out window. TK down. Found the first. Donnie on the trade. Good for three. A monstrous round. Shariba tries to reel it back. A 2v2, but weapons favoring Isurus now, and time ticking away. Lash picks up one on the FAMAS, and they got a chance here, but they've got to go. Oh, Ataraxia, a little Juan tap to the dome will send Shariba home, and, well, things looking in favor, to say the least, of Isurus.
Yeah, dire straits. Get them that MTV, as it's about to be 12 for Isurus here. Great play from them to fight forward off of B site. They're like, yeah, they're 5v4. They're setting up for something. Let's break their confidence. And as the smoke fades, they play straight into them. Good first fight, I guess, but Ataraxia and Dottie triple down. In fact, it's all Dottie that round.
Yeah.
Forced by back on the
0-5,
side.
I think it was. The 10 and 11 now. Big turnaround.
Huge turnaround. They smell this force by back. They hear it. They feel it. They know what's on the cards. Money not great on the CT side. And again, the loser of this is out of ESL Challengers Season 52 Cup number 1 South American region. This is a lower bracket round 2 matchup. And to go out in this fashion for one of these two teams, like, let me go back in my notes and tell you exactly where these two stood coming into this. Keedstars was the 4th seed and Isurus was the 7th seed. For one of these two to go out this early is absolutely crazy. Flash and go out towards long. Anti-flash protocol here. 5-7 might ring true.
Hez is going to find the first.
Oh, never mind.
And he slides in for the second as well. Hez makes it look easy. And I think it just reiterates how much talent is littered across all the teams down here in South America. On the fight forward today. Good for the first. Needs a second and is not going to get it. Hez already up to a 3K. Lash trying to get out of dodge, but he is stuck like a deer in headlights. And Hez to put him down. It's a quadra on the round. They get to 12 and 6. They double the lead. 6 chances to shut this one down. I don't know if it's possible to fumble the bag.
I mean, being a North American, 12-0 lead doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. We know this. Energy, yeah. Deco, Mac 10, where are you heading with this one, my friend? They're going B again. They just want to stomp straight through. Vivo Keed Stars. 6 rounds needed to secure overtime, and my dream might be a little pipey at this point.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Pressure through the MAC-10 of Deco, finding Lash, and from bad to worse. Keed Stars in some serious trouble now. Audie. Oh, Shariba.
Oh.
That crossed my mind immediately.
No, it's
Dottie
smart.
says,
It's smart. Just take the frag. Just take the frag.
Yes.
Not worth
Especially in a
giving
big
over naked.
situation like this. But, we're greedy.
Yep, final
RZK.
test on A site goes down, rotates pulled, and this is the final dance of Vivo Keed Stars, I think, in Cup number 1.
Yeah. 2 kills, realistically 1 kill and a sneeze away from victory here as Donnie finds a day. TK Zaum, 18 health and on the scout, would need all 5 to survive, and I just don't see it happening. Isurus has a chance to advance in that lower bracket, and they do. Off the kill from Hez, 13-6, your final score, and what a turnaround. After that 13-2 on Ancient, we wondered if that would affect the mental. Well, you've got your answer. It's no.
Exactly, yeah. And you said this at the end of the first map. Take it, dump it. What happened? Well, we went in confident because we won 13-4 the first time we played on Ancient, speaking from Isurus' behalf. And they get dumped on. Keed Stars just run B site over and over and over again. Once they switch over to the CT side, no pressure was able to be, pressed onto a site. Switch over to Inferno, it seemed like Keed Stars was going to run away with it again. But Isurus' change of pace on the CT side to kind of just apply pressure with utility and make them execute was perfect. And then Dust 2, I don't want to say it's a non-starter, but Isurus, congrats. You knock out Keed Stars, you gain yourselves, 16 VRS points. Let me just confirm that as I scroll down. 18 VRS points, and you move from 129 to 122 in the VRS ratings, knocking Keed Stars back to 129. Just a little bit of a flop of position. So a beautiful way to do it. They're not done yet. That lower bracket run continues tomorrow, next day. Bracket update coming in on our side. Broad, speaking sweet nothings in my ears, so we'll get a chance to look at it. The other games have concluded as well. We have 2 upper bracket semi-final matches. Fluxo and Galoris, that's going to be on Friday. Shinden and Imperial, also on Friday. That's going to be right here with Hot Sauce and Ivy. You can see it right there. Audic XMIBR, and then Isurus slides past Vivo Keed Stars, and they got to play Terma du Pagode. I hope I said that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. Pagode.
Termado Pagode? Yeah, TDP, there you go.
TDP, there we go.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised, but Isurus giving them a little taste of their own medicine. The last time these 2 teams met, it was virtually the same thing, only in favor of Keed Stars. So they get the last laugh, so to speak, but they're still in this lower bracket here, and they've got a tall task in front of you. You talked about them being one of the top 10 seeds, so certainly up for the challenge, but no easy task.
No easy task at all. Again, we're coming back tomorrow night to watch the not-so-easy task of upper bracket. Maybe Isurus can do it. It is going to be quite a struggle bus. There is more Counter-Strike action coming our way on this exact channel, ESL Challengers. For the North American scene is happening tonight. It's going to be Buckethead and All In Gaming, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the elusive Notorious game. So the EWC casters, fresh off of a nice next big caster win last November, Buckethead and All In Gaming into that one. Hot Sauce. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, it's going to be all for us here at ESL Challenger League 52 South American Cup 1. Before we go, though, I just want to take a quick moment to thank everybody behind the scenes for making our job that much easier, including Z and JNZ. So a big shout out to all of them, of course, all the competitors here today, and everybody hanging out with us in chat. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you making it that much more fun for us. We hope to see you back here tomorrow and a little bit later tonight for the NA action. All the more reason. Click that follow button down below so you don't miss out on any of the action. My name has been Hot Sauce, joined by the legendary Mr. Henry Bat. Thank you guys. You have been beautiful. Take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. They close it out. Just as dominating as it began. It's CK's out. It's going to tuck him away. Lash finds it. Audie on the flank, and this makes
Still alive. Flash at half.
He's dealing out some damage. Flash up close and personal spots the arm, but it's heads on the Tech 9. Back and forth, and R2K.
That gets forced out of the way, and it's okay. Space Gate, 5-7 strikes. Mateo's good for it. He's got a friend in last.
Going to be able to sneak that one in instead today. I'm just sitting here thinking anything can happen at this point. You're almost needing to find something big, and he's denied. Ataraxia, the 2K. Marios to answer back. Or at the edge of my seat and waiting with bated breath. He spotted one. Pressure out window. TK down, found the first. Donnie on the trade. Good for 3.
5-7 might ring true.
This is going to find. It's not going to get it. He's already up to a 3K. Lash trying to get out of dodge. Donnie. Oh, sure. In a big situation like this. There's a chance to advance in that lower.